Hot dogs and bong water.
What? What?
I don't know. You said 3, 2, 1, and that's the first thing that popped in my
Hot
brain.
dogs and bong water.
That's literally the first thing that popped in my brain.
Gross.
It'd be so bad.
You know,
Isn't that how you infuse hot dogs with weed, though?
do you eat hot dogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably turn that down.
I was like, what the? Oh, that's funny. So hold on, hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
How do you eat hot dogs? Okay.
No, I eat hot dogs like a sandwich, kind of, I guess.
Like you eat it like a hot dog. Like what do you put on a hot dog? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Like,
do you just take a wiener and
ketchup?
put it in buns and eat it? And that's it.
I mean, I have, yeah.
I don't understand.
Gross.
Hot dogs are
Jackie said gross.
To what? My burp? To your
Hot dogs and bong water.
I don't know.
Hot dogs and bong water.
Twitch chat's not like anyone says anything on YouTube anymore.
No, so it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'll put ketchup on it. Like, this is going to sound really weird, but like, baked beans.
That I would go with.
Yeah.
Like wieners and
But I don't
beans
like
is
chili on it.
Oh, you like chili dog?
No,
That's about the only way I can eat a hot dog.
You know why I don't like chili
Skyline.
dogs? You know why I don't like chili dogs?
Why?
It reminds me of every con I've ever been to.
Okay, so are you talking about like the sweet chili?
No. I'm talking about body odor.
Oh.
Did I ruin chili dogs for you yet?
Hold on, time out. No, that's a funny thing you mentioned that. I've always felt like some people's body odor smell.
Body water. There you have it, Jack.
This is gonna be a fun show today.
I've always thought that everybody's body odor
body
odor.
had a smell of like cumin, specifically.
Yeah.
Like there's like this cuminy smell, and it's weird.
Fix Nos Mike. What's wrong with Nos Mike?
What? Is it quiet? Oh wait.
You're turned up.
Hello? Remember last time you just turned it off and turned it back on?
I think you need more gain.
What's up? How am I doing now? Chat, what's up? Tell me something.
Mic check. 1, 2, 1. 2. There we go. We're good.
What was the problem?
Oh, the gain knob got adjusted when I was moving everything.
Can you hear me now, Jax? Long story short, okay. So I thought that their body odor was that of like cumin. Doesn't matter. Dude, no.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever had Skyline chili? Because it's a different kind of chili.
No.
Okay. I think
I
what we
only
need to
eat
do.
one kind of chili,
Okay.
and I make it myself.
Right. It's like sweeter.
No. It will burn your face off.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then that's fine. So Skyline chili has a couple weird things in it, but one of them is ginger.
Do they put noodles in it?
You can get noodles.
That's not chili.
You can get, well, it's a chili 5-way, right? Like
No.
that's where you put chili on noodles.
No.
But it's not noodles in. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. If you get a cup of chili there are no noodles in it.
Okay,
right?
that's what I was saying.
But you know, like at Steak and Shake, you can get like a chili 5-way where they put the chili on the noodles with like onions and all that stuff.
Oh,
on
yeah,
top
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, they do the same
That's
stuff.
different.
Okay, yeah. So, but they have a chili cheese coney. That do you like onions?
Nope.
Yeah. See, so this is not 100% like not your thing, but it's their hot dogs are smaller. They're like this big. It's literally like a 2-biter. They put the hot dog, chili, cheese, and when I say cheese,
So
it's just a pile of cheese with a little bit of onions and mustard on it. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's so good.
So it's not that I don't like onions. I like the taste of onions.
Mm-hmm.
The feel of onions. Nope.
Oh, it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
don't have texture problems with a lot of stuff. Oysters are the only thing I have a
a
total
raw
texture issue
onion,
with.
I don't have a problem with. As soon as you cook
Okay,
it.
they're not cooked.
Okay.
These are raw onions.
As soon
on
as
top.
you cook an onion, I'm like, huh?
Oh yeah, no.
No.
So you take because they get weird and like kind of
Why is this
slimy and
slimy
wormy.
thing
Yeah,
in my face?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what I
it's
said to Josh the other day.
hot
Why is
dog?
this slimy thing in my face? Hi, Josh.
it's a hot dog. Then they put a mountain of cheese, a little bit of mustard, raw onion, and then they have a hot sauce. Skyline Chili's hot sauce, in my opinion, is the best hot sauce. Not like if you're going for heat. I'm talking about just a flavorful hot sauce
No way.
out there. It's better in Louisiana. It's better
No.
than Cholula. It's better
No
than
way.
Tapatio. I promise you.
No. Taco Bell hot sauce.
See, I don't
Best-
see. I
best
consider that
hot
like
sauce.
some kind of weird kind of salsa. It's like it's not hot sauce and it's not salsa.
Well,
It's
you
somewhere
said
in
not
between.
for heat, but for flavor.
Right, but I'm
So
saying
Taco
like,
Bell hot sauce has the best.
but it's
flavor.
got chunks in it, so it's like a salsa
No,
to
it
me.
doesn't.
It does.
It does not.
We'll go to Taco Bell and
I have a bottle of it sitting in my.
There's
on my
little
shelf right
itty
now.
bitty
There's
chunks of
there's
tomatoes and
chunks.
chat back me up.
No.
You know what? I'll go get the packages in my house.
Pull one out. We're gonna get to the bottom of this right now, chat. He's going to go get a package of hot sauce, so we can pour it out on the table or something. I don't know where we're gonna put it. I hope he brings something to put it on, cause, well, we have nothing except for the table, and that's gonna be real weird. But guys, sorry we've been gone for so long. There's been a lot of work and sickness and more work and sickness and yeah. It's been great. The root word of retired is tired. I want to fucking go home. That's what I'm saying, Josh. There's hot sauce and then there's salsa. And I guarantee that Taco Bell hot sauce is not fucking salsa. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So you're tired again. Yes, I am tired again. Always tired. Never on the re. Did you bring some? Okay, you brought a plate. I was just sitting here talking like, I really hope he grabs something to put that shit on. Because, like...
By the way, I had to dig because my wife has thrown away almost all of my Taco Bell sauces.
Bro.
So I was like...
Oh, you haven't got the hot potato picture yet.
No?
I know who I have to send the hot potato picture to the next
What's
time
a
it
hot
comes
potato
around.
picture?
Just wait. You'll see. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Whoever out there has the hot potato picture, please send it back to me so I can send it to Nas. You're wrong.
What do you see in there?
Bits of
See
pepper.
those little bits of peppers and chunks of stuff?
That's just peppers. That's in hot sauce. That's how all hot sauces
I'm talking
are.
about like
That's how good hot sauce is.
Tabasco sauce, Louisiana
Tabasco
hot
sauce is
sauce,
not hot
Frank's
sauce.
Red Hot Sauce. Those are all hot sauces.
Tabasco sauce is not hot sauce. That is getting me through an MRE flavor.
Dude, I love those little bottles of Tabasco that they put in those MREs. I would collect those. Those are so good. Hold on a second.
If you want a collection of them, I'm pretty sure I have a whole bag at home.
Dude, I'll take it. I love those things. I think they're so freaking hilarious. Tabasco.com. Tabasco family of flavors. Try varieties of hot sauces.
They're not hot sauces.
They're hot sauces.
They're not hot sauces. They're MRE flavor packets.
But look at the fire. The fire is like very chunky.
Very dark.
And chunky.
Yeah.
You can chew it.
But that's good.
Anyway, long story short, try Skyline Chili's hot sauce. It's awesome.
I will give it an attempt.
I would say the only
unless
thing
it
that,
can beat Taco Bell hot sauce.
but see,
Get out of
like I'm very specific. Like I don't want one hot sauce for everything. I have a hot sauce for pizza. I have a hot sauce
You
for
eat hot sauce on pizza?
Oh, dude, have you not put hot sauce on pizza?
Why would I do that? Pizza's
Oh,
perfect the way it is.
No, you don't understand.
Look, hot sauce and pineapples, I know for sure do not go together.
But pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
Pineapple 100%
No,
belongs
it
on
does
pizza.
not.
It
So-
does. It absolutely belongs on pizza.
Beans don't go in chili, supposedly, and neither does pineapple.
Beans
go on
go in chili.
pizza. I agree. I just want to get
And
Josh
pineapple
triggered.
goes on
Josh is gonna be like, "Nah, it's chili with beans." Ah!
No,
Like
it's
he always
fucking
does.
chili.
It's chili,
dumbass.
bro. It's the protein.
The secondary protein.
It's the second.
And all the fiber.
That's true, dude. You know what? I poop so good in the fall and winter because I eat
I will
so
bring you
much
a
chili.
bowl of chili.
I want some chili, man. I love chili. Chili.
Everybody
Everybody eats it seasonally. I'll eat chili all year. I don't
We
care.
had chili scheduled for this week, I think. So I'll make you some chili.
Mm.
Oh, dude, I could bring you some chicken and gnocchi soup.
Chicken and gnocchi soup.
Yeah. It's like you get at Olive Garden, but I make it at home.
You make it at home. Is it the soup that you invited the guy to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, on TikTok. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, long story short,
See, look, even my wife says pineapple is amazing on pizza. Facts.
not good.
Facts.
It's disgusting.
Pineapple and pepperoni.
Oh, did you see that on TikTok? The pineapple machine? Why don't we have those here?
What?
So you go to the grocery store.
A what?
You have a choice of a pineapple
Okay.
or their processed pineapples. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah.
In Italy, you have the Del Monte pineapples. And right next to the Del Monte pineapples is a pineapple machine. And you
like
take it
heats
and
it
you
up
put it
for
in
you?
there. No, it literally just goes core, skin off, boom, and you have the whole inside, like all like a giant log with a hole in it.
So they have those in Hawaii too.
Yeah, why don't we have them here?
Because we don't have pineapple farms here.
I know, but I want one. That would make my day. I love pineapple. Pineapple is one of my favorite fruit.
Pineapple is my favorite fruit.
It's
100%.
it's fantastic. But have you ever watched the people eat it where they pull the things out too? You can do that. So if you take a pineapple and supposedly slam it on the table and then pull the top off, you can take the little spikes and pull it out like a little bite thing and just.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You've clearly never been to Hawaii.
No, I've not been to Hawaii.
I know all kinds of funky shit you can do.
I
with
would
pineapples.
love to go to Hawaii, except I'm white and I don't want to spend as much
What's
money
wrong
as
with being white?
Dude, they hate fucking white people
do
in
not.
Hawaii.
They do not. I lived there for 5 years. They do not.
Okay. Well, I've been told that they really don't like white people.
They do not.
But I also
They don't want you to come there and then be like, oh, I'm fucking Native Hawaiian now.
Oh yeah,
'cause
no,
I've been
dude,
there."
I'm not. I'm like, gosh darn
There are
it.
people there that go to like the the Polynesian Cultural Center, like, now I'm Hawaiian.
Oh,
no.
yeah, no.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I wouldn't.
If you're that Hawaiian, go to Waianae. Bet. Now, I will say, Waianae, which is on the west side of the island, they do not like white people.
Okay.
Unless you get invited to Waianae, don't go.
Yeah, it's kind of like don't get invited to the cookout.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right,
You just
right.
don't go.
to the hood unless you've been invited.
yeah.
It's not going to work out.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, no. So anyway,
Pineapple is a superfruit.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's everything you want. It's sweet. It's kind of sour. It's got the right texture.
You know
There's
what
like a
I kind of
meatness
want to
to it.
see if they could do?
What?
And this is just bizarre. I wonder if like you could take the DNA from a blueberry and slowly inject it into a pineapple over time
Yeah. Like make a
and
pineapple
make like
berry.
a hybrid blueberry pineapple.
Yeah.
That would be delicious as fuck, first of all. And secondarily, you get all the superfruit properties of pineapple
Mm-hmm.
and all the antioxidants of blueberries in one fruit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Have you?
And then we stuff it on a pizza and
No.
negate all of those properties.
Yeah. Do you have a dehydrator at home?
Yeah. I have a Ninja air fryer.
Fun thing to do for you and the kid is just go get some strawberries or blueberries. Blueberries. My favorite was blueberry.
Here's the thing.
You blend it.
Here's the thing.
What?
That won't ever happen.
Why?
Because anytime there's blueberries or strawberries in the house, the kid just eats them.
Right. So you have to just come in the house, immediately blend them up, and you literally blend them up. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Put them on a thing, like a parchment paper, put it in there, dehydrate it. We made homemade fruit roll-ups last week.
Oh, that's dope.
I cannot get enough. Dude, they're so good. The blueberry ones specifically, it's insane. And you don't even have to add sugar. Like they're sweet enough on their own.
That's
so like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, they're really awesome. And it's fun because then your kid's eating a fruit roll-up, but it's literally just fruit rolled up. So yeah, fun fact. We made it. It was really fun. It's really easy.
Did you know? So I saw this the other day on TikTok, random thing, that you can make homemade fudge sickles with an ice machine and chocolate milk.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you just pour it in the ice machine.
So you just pour it in the ice machine, and then it just makes little tiny fudge sickles all day.
That's pretty funny. That's actually really smart. Like
Yeah.
if you literally just took the line off of your fridge and just put another line
And just put it
that went into the
chocolate milk.
fridge to your chocolate
It would
milk.
just make chocolate
and
milk.
just make chocolate. Because those have a pump. They have a mini pump. It's not like they just use the water pressure. So that's a pretty good idea. You can do that with everything.
the guy
I know,
that
but
I
just
saw-
vodka.
You can't do it with vodka. It won't
It won't freeze. What's an alcohol that will freeze?
beer.
So you do a
But that's
beer.
gross.
Well, but then you could put the beer ice
In your
into
beer.
your warm beer
Yeah,
and
yeah.
drink it. You know.
But so the dude got like a $40 ice machine, like a tabletop ice machine
Mm-hmm.
from like Walmart. And he was like, it works.
Have you seen GE has a ice machine you can put for your counter that makes the good ice,
Like Sonic ice.
the Sonic ice?
Did you see how much it costs?
No, I didn't see how much it costs.
Okay, here's how much it costs.
Oh no.
$699.
What does it have to do to make that ice that it's $600?
I would assume it has a little person inside with a hammer.
Chipping it, melting it just right so that it gets like
Right.
oh God. Anyway.
Put it in his mouth for a second, spitting it back out. Chip it up.
Yeah, he's got like this ability like to get it perfectly salivated. That's what we've never known is that gas station ice and restaurant
Sonic
ice
uses fucking little people.
little
in the
people and they're
machine.
swallowing and spitting out the ice. Inside the machine is this little dude in like full Antarctic gear, sleeping bag, the whole 9 yards. And that's all he does.
all he does.
He makes $9 an hour, which is a good segue for us into our first time.
He actually probably makes 25.
He probably does. Yeah, there's hazard pay. So he gets
It's
a little bit more.
skilled labor.
Yeah, it's skilled labor. Hey, you know how hard it is to spit ice out at the appropriate texture and consistency? Anyway, so chat, we're going to talk about, there was a TikTok that came out last night. Well, it didn't come out last night, but it came on my For You page. And
it came on you.
It came on me, yeah, right all over my face. And it was this girl who works at a restaurant. She doesn't say what restaurant it is at the beginning. She explains that she's working at the restaurant. It's a fast food place. There's only 4 employees total for the entire restaurant working all week. So 4 people covering all the shifts.
Which is bullshit.
It is. But I mean, like the Taco Bell that we go to,
Yeah.
my
There's
dad
6
and I,
people that work in there.
yeah, there's like 6 total.
Yeah.
So, but like they have signs up for employment and stuff like that. But it was like a week or 2 ago I went up there. They were closed because everybody called off. There was nobody there. So the restaurant was just closed. And we're not talking about like in the morning. And we're not talking about in the evening. It was like lunchtime.
Yeah.
So like you're talking about lunch when like most
You're
functioning
making a
people
lot
are
of
awake.
money.
Right. And you're making a lot. That's really the majority. Lunch rush is huge for restaurants.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, she works for a restaurant and they've got 4 people covering it. And then the manager told them that they needed to, because the system has like mandatory breaks that they have to take. Like I had that at Best Buy, I had it at other places. Like you have to clock out. And the manager was telling them to clock out but continue to work. And the whole so this is a bigger topic that, I mean, I'm seeing discussed everywhere, right? People are saying people are disincentivized to work minimum wage because the unemployment insurance is just way too high.
Yeah.
Our state is taking measures like they're trying to reduce it, and like you have to provide like you're attempting to find a job in order to obtain that money. You know, there's
Which most people aren't.
right. No, they're not. Well, why would you? Right. And so we were talking about this a lot before. So I'm trying to like take what I said before and kind of articulate it down a little bit more precisely. But my big issue is, you know, all the time, even myself, I've always said like, you know, people shouldn't complain for minimum wage jobs. It's a minimum skill requirement.
Yeah.
You know, it's an entry level position. You shouldn't deserve that much pay. But, you know, you and I both worked fast food a longer time ago, right? And
Well, I mean,
for you, how long ago was it?
2015 to 2016
So 5 years
ish.
And for me, it's been 17 years, right? So when I worked in fast food, you know,
Wow.
I never had people like scream at me because their order was wrong. And I don't just mean like get frustrated and be like, you know, this is the third, because that also didn't happen at our store a lot. So there's more to that story, right? When I make these statements, like we were because we didn't screw up a lot, because we had a manager that paid us appropriately, respected us appropriately. Like we had like a good relationship, right? But nowadays,
like our mentalities were different.
but I feel like it was reciprocal. Like I feel like you went in.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying is like, because the mentalities were different. Like it was a starting position, yes.
Right.
But we knew that in order to keep that as a starting position and not be stuck there, we had to do a good job.
Right.
Had to further ourselves.
But you also felt that way because your manager set up an environment for you to feel like that was possible. Right. There's a relationship that happens at the local level, and you have corporate policy and how it falls down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were paid adequately, but my pay went up as I did better. Right. And you had the same experience, you know, you moved up through positions and you were rewarded for being a good worker.
Yeah.
But all of my friends and all of my coworkers all were doing that because everyone strove to make more money
Right.
and work a little bit harder. But that's different from now where you have people that because you go to Chick-fil-A and you get 2 pickles on your sandwich and you wanted 7, and they will slam a door open, possibly break the glass, cut in front of everybody and point and scream at someone and lose their proverbial shit. Now, sure, that happened back in the day. Rarely.
It happened very rarely.
Now, we have a term for Karens, right? Like, Karen isn't, like, you don't come up with a term like Karen or Chad because, like, there's one person that does it every once in a while.
Chad, Brad, Mike, and
Right.
Rob.
Yeah. Right. So so my point is that these things come out because the frequency increases, right? And so do you really want to work for $7.25 when some fat lard ass is pissed because you put a pickle on their sandwich, the one healthy thing on their sandwich, and they want to scream in your face?
Healthy, though?
Pickles are they're very healthy.
They're a dead thing.
They're a dead thing. They're a cucumber in vinegar.
Yes, you killed
delicious.
a perfectly good cucumber.
I gotta try. I forgot. I was gonna buy the stuff and make you those 5-minute pickles to see if you liked them or not. But anyway,
not.
But my point is that
I'm already going in biased.
she's the person that orders the quadruple patty burger with 7 layers of cheese and then 2 pickles, and then she gets an extra large fry and then a Diet Coke. And then she's pissed that you put pickles on her sandwich, right? So this is what I'm saying. And she loses her mind on you, and she basically verbally abuses you in front of everyone. And most of the time, the manager's going to side with them because of this whole bullshit customer's always right policy, which is a completely ridiculous policy. Like, if I were a boss and I saw someone berating an employee like that, I'd be like, listen, dude, you need to get your life priorities in check.
I have.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
When I was an assistant manager at Arby's training to be a general manager. And I got wrote up for it, and I don't give a fuck.
And you don't give a shit, right? Because it's like the right thing to do.
I had this little girl named Deja who worked the front, and dude, she was like that employee. Like, she was going to college, or she was finishing up high school, planning to take college classes, like doing all of this like real good, like amazing shit.
Like, she was trying.
Yeah.
As a human.
No. Like above trying.
Right. She was trying and succeeding.
Right.
She was putting in the effort is the best way to say it, right?
And she was a model employee, like did everything that she could ever possibly do.
Right.
Dude comes in and yells at her because she missed bagging 1 sandwich. This dude ordered like 15 goddamn sandwiches.
Right, yeah. He's one of those. That's what I'm saying. You already know because he ordered 15 sandwiches that he's one of those people. In the
drive-thru. It was like a 3 for $5 thing with the beef and cheddars.
Right.
And she's throwing them in there, miscounted by 1.
Right. Right.
Comes in and yells at her, and I about came over the counter on that dude.
Right.
Because I'm like, there's no fucking way in hell. And then he used the N-word on her, and I was like,
Right. See what I'm saying?
Nope.
But so does she deserve $7.25 an hour to be berated by some fat slop? Right. So that's what I'm saying. So there's an issue there. We need to figure it out. But the bigger issue that comes from this story from this girl is companies have way too much power over their employees. And typically, as a relatively conservative person, and I typically like to go with the free market capitalism thing.
Yeah.
I want to say, well, it's a business. You're an employee. You have the choice to leave. They have the choice to fire you. That's the relationship. But the problem is that it almost seems like all the companies are like, hey, if we all treat our employees like shit, they're not going to leave any of us because they know that they can't leave here and go to you because you're just going to do the same thing.
Right.
And so there is an imbalance of power right now, I think, especially for like lower income people, where they can't even crawl out of their situation because all they do is get put into shitty situation after shitty situation, and they don't have a way to get out of it. So I do understand that. Right. But the story that comes out of this idea of this girl is that if I were her, I would quit and I'd just go collect unemployment while I looked for a new job. Yeah. And then because of the COVID assistance, right? Yeah. And just take the COVID assistance and take your time. And when you're in interviews, be brutally honest. Be like, well, are you going to back me up if a customer starts screaming at me? And if they say no, be like, cool, thanks. Interview's over. Appreciate your time and leave. Yeah. Because what unions did the reason why I've always I've never been like anti-union. I've never been like really pro-union, but the benefit that I saw of unions is that your union gave you the ability to at least have more of a chance
Right.
of getting something figured out than not, right? Than not having a union.
I mean, I'm still very much pro punch people in the face.
Well, I agree. We talked about this
We've
earlier.
talked about this several times.
If people could just get punched in the face and it not be like, when did that change? That all of a sudden, like, just because you get punched in the face, like it's like right under murder. Like
Right.
people treat it like it's like
And it's not.
you got punched in the face.
My wife and I have had this conversation very recently because someone in her life was like very disrespectful to her. And I was like, he needs to come and apologize to me as well.
Right.
And she was like, well, that's not your problem. And I'm like, it is my problem because my job is to protect you.
Right.
That's my whole fucking job.
Right. Yep.
Right. I pick up heavy shit, make a little bit of money, protect you.
Right.
She was like, well, no. And I'm like, well, if he comes in here and he's disrespectful one more time, I'm going to hit him in his face.
Right.
She was like, you can't do that. The fuck I can't.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can, and there's just possible repercussions.
Right.
Right.
Like if he's a bitch, he'll take me to court.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Be like, see you in court, bitch.
Right.
As you punch him. Right.
Did I punch him? Hell yes, I did. Could I have punched him more? Absolutely.
Yep. I had restraint, Your Honor.
Right.
I didn't murder him.
I could have literally punched him until the cops got here.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I'm with you. And in that situation, like, I don't think that you should just go punch people willy nilly, right? You know, like,
there's a line, right?
Right.
That you just like disrespected somebody's family.
Right.
Disrespecting a person in a fast food restaurant who had nothing to do with why your fucking order has pickles on it.
Right. Yes, exactly. Right.
Like using the N-word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, especially
if you don't have clearance to do that, don't fucking do it.
Especially the hard R, bro. Like you go hard R, you need punched in the face. I don't care who you are.
Everyone who heard it.
Exactly. I agree. I think it should be like a system. All restaurants have a speaker system, and then it shows a picture of who said it, and then that person has to stand there, and everyone in the restaurant gets one solid punch.
Right. Yeah. Every time.
Line them up. Beat them up.
Right.
Now see if you say it again.
And then my wife just said, I don't think you should hit someone for that. I view it as immaturity. And it could be immaturity. But I don't ever recall in what time I've ever studied history that somebody went out and had to duel somebody and then was like, that was probably immature of me. Ever.
No.
It was like, well, dumbass is gone. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the Hamilton situation was pretty rough. You knew about Alexander Hamilton? Yeah. So, like, his son goes out, and then he puts his gun up in the air, and when he shoots in the air, the other guy shoots him, and then he dies.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't real smart. Probably should have shot the other guy.
Right.
So, anyway, the point is that if there is no repercussions for people being assholes, so this is,
right.
We're going to bring this back to what I said earlier. So here's a fun thing, Chad. He's already heard this, so he's going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ. So back in the day, we had a game called Scrabble. And then phones came out. And all of a sudden, there was a game on phones called Words with Friends.
What's funny is, like, I knew this, and I never, like, really
processed it the way, the way I
Right.
did, right? So this is my point. So then they come out with this game called Words with Friends. It was cool. It was Scrabble with two or three extra things, right?
Yeah. With power-ups.
And then they came out with a board game.
The Words with Friends board game.
Words with Friends board game, which is basically Scrabble.
With extra steps.
So my point is that something that was already there went to the internet and then manifested itself back into the physical world as its own thing, as if it was its own thing, and it never was. It was Scrabble. So what I'm seeing happening now.
I have this new game that I've been thinking about. We could put it on a phone. Where you just run around a circle and buy properties from other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And
can you go to jail? Is there free parking?
You could go to jail if you're doing some kind of crime. We're not going to tell you what the crimes are. You're going to have to draw a card for it.
Correct.
Right? If you buy all of the properties on a set block,
yeah,
you can build stuff on it.
Really?
Yes.
What are we going to call it? real estate manager.
We're going to call it Donald Trump 2.0.
Donald Trump. The game.
Donald Trump the game.
And then we're going to make it
A board game.
a board game. And there's going to be a guy on the front that's orange
And a monocle.
and a monocle, right? That's my point. So what I was getting at was that there's a stupidity that happened there. But what I was trying to get at was that what has happened, though, is the internet, we all had feelings inside and anger and frustration. And then social media came along and the internet took that normal human experience and turned it into an internet form of that human experience, which is owning the libs or owning the conservatives, or like always trying to say something snarky to try and get those retweets and those likes, because that's how you get famous, right?
Right.
When's the last time someone went like viral for being like, I think you're a great person.
Or like, hey, have a
Great day. Right. That doesn't happen. It's,
Ever.
oh man, look, he slammed. My favorite thing is if you read your headlines, like on my news every morning, the word slams is used in like 40% of articles. They'll be like, Joe Biden slams anti-maskers. Anti-masker slam Joe Biden.
And then you
it's
have
like,
the one random sports one is like, fucking LeBron James slams it. Like,
it's just the word slams
Really?
in the right. So anyway, but the thing is all the anger manifestation went to the internet. The internet changed it to be, I can be an asshole to anybody
yeah. With no repercussions.
with no repercussions whatsoever.
yeah.
And then now it's back into the real world. And
It's
now
like
people
fighting-
are,
It's like fighting over text.
yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's
Like that's how me and my wife, like we have discussions about things and like go
Sure,
back
on
and
text.
forth through text.
but if it gets
Because
real heated though.
She has extreme anxiety about it, right?
oh, right. She
like-
doesn't want the
like
in-person
confrontation.
stuff. Right. Yep.
I, on the other hand, am a very confrontational.
I want to
person.
have it here. I want to
Right.
have it here. I
Like,
don't want to
bring
have it on a phone.
Bring it to the house.
Right.
Let's,
Yep.
Right here. Let's
Yep.
go.
Let's have the conversation. But my point is that has now manifested in everyday life.
Yeah.
People are incredibly disrespectful now
Yeah.
to anyone.
Hell, I'm gonna say some words that are probably really bad right now
Oh no.
because it happened to me, and I'm recreating.
Try
the
to
scene.
censor it.
I can't
Okay.
because it takes the sting out of it.
Okay.
Right. So it's 2:00 in the morning.
Okay.
I am the server at the bar
Okay.
because the other stupid fucking person can't come into work apparently,
Oh right. Yes.
and I'm the only person that answers the phone. So now I'm Mr. Reliable coming to work
How dare you?
on my days off.
Which, by the way, in my opinion, disincentivizes you for being reliable.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired, dude. So it's 2:00.
Bad business model.
I asked this person to finish up their drink, head out. The first time they're like, okay, we're getting ready to go. The rest of the table that this chick is sitting with, very polite, like, yeah, we're finishing up right now. Sorry, a couple of them handed me their empty bottles. Like, thanks for the great service, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, no worries. I'll give you guys like an extra 5 minutes. Come back in 5 minutes. She's still not done. I'm like, hey, I really need you to finish up that drink that you paid for already. I need you to finish up so you can go out. Because at 15 minutes, like 2:15, I have to have you out of the building or we're going to get fined.
Right.
Circle back around, 2:10. That's another 5 minutes.
Right. Drinks can be slammed.
Drink
Slam!
slammed. Power third. No. But I'm like, hey, I really need you to finish up. I mean, it's just like, it's
Right.
less than a shot, dude.
Right.
I'm like, I need you to finish that up and get the fuck out. And I said it just like that. And as I'm walking away, she's like, I swear to God, if that little faggot comes back over here
Oh, no.
and it tells me to leave again, I'm going to
Yep.
hit him. And I'm
Yep.
like,
Yeah, I don't.
here's the deal. I walk
don't.
straight back over
I
to
don't.
the table.
Why?
I don't know. I walk straight back over to the table. I look her dead in the face. I said, I don't condone hitting women, but if you try to lay hands on me, I will put you the fuck down. Now finish your drink. Get the fuck out of my
Yeah,
bar.
I don't. Like, you and I joke about this, right? Like,
Right.
I don't approve of those words.
I don't either.
Right? I can't stand it. It.
Why call somebody a bundle of sticks?
Oh yeah, we've talked about that, right? Yes. But when people say those words, it's all about the intent. This is the thing that we've talked about. It's the same thing with stand-up comedy. It's the same thing with a lot of those things, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think there's some words that go even above that. I think that's one of them where intent can also not necessarily be something that saves you from it, right? I think that it's like the hard R's we were talking about earlier. There is no reason
Ever.
for you to utter that word. Ever, right?
Ever.
And so there's certain things, and I think that that word is in that category, right? Like, and I mean, I understand because it does take the sting out of it
Like,
if you don't say it, right?
If you don't say it in that context,
right,
it takes the sting out of the story.
But it's just like,
because like that physically hurt you.
right? Yeah, it did.
Like
I
to
literally
hear
feel, I feel a sting, and
I would guarantee you that it hurt them to hear that.
And I'm not even a person that has ever been used derogatory. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it was used derogatorily against me
like
because
the
people
third
thought that
time-
I was gay.
That's the third
Right.
time in my life I've ever been called that in like a non-joking, like
I don't.
between me and like very personal friends.
I think it only happened
Anyway.
once to me, and then I took care of it.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I told you about that story.
Yeah.
He called me that in the cafeteria because I drew on my Adidas shoes,
Yeah.
and I got up in his face and yelled so loud the whole cafeteria got quiet, and I got up
Yeah.
nose to nose with him and was like, "Would do that to you? Would someone like that do this? Get up in your face and get ready to whoop your ass?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry," right? Because he was really a pussy.
Right.
All talk, right?
Yeah.
And so, anyway, the point is that like you look at that situation. I mean, you get paid differently, right? Like I think servers are in like a whole different world because like you're paid like a set wage and then you have
you're
tips.
not. What is a server set wage?
I would think it was like a server set wage was like $2.15 an hour or whatever,
Or less.
or less, depending, right? But it's like a server's wage. It's like very minimal, like very low.
Yeah.
But your money comes from tips and all
And then
that
you
stuff,
have
right?
to pay taxes out of it.
Right. Which you only have to pay taxes if
So-
you make under minimum wage or over minimum wage and
You
stuff
pay
like
taxes
that.
on everything that's on a credit card slip. Period.
Correct. Yes. So it's automatically taken out of your
using
credit
cash?
cards. That's why I always use cash with servers. I will
Yeah.
pay my meal with
Yeah.
my card and then leave cash on the table for my server.
Do you write cash on your credit card receipt?
I just put a line.
Okay.
I just
'Cause
go,
if you put cash on a credit card receipt, they go look for it.
oh yeah. See, so I'll
When
put
they
like,
do- when they
so
do
like, let's say it
audits.
was $25 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll put $25 in the total and I'll just put a line through it.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, hey, and I will hand the receipt and the cash to the server.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I don't like leaving it on the table because I do cash for the tip.
Yeah.
You know, I have like a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's also because I've been a server, right? So I know those things, right? And I understand ways to like help them
Yeah.
around the systems and stuff like that.
So my problem with the $1 to $2 an hour is that doesn't always cover taxes.
But the way that it's supposed to work legally is that if you don't make at minimum wage, the bar or restaurant is to compensate you up to minimum wage. So if you make in a week enough tips,
They don't. That's never how it
but
works.
that is legally. So I mean, you could be a real jerk. Go to the what department is that? There's a department in the government and report them and say, look, I'm a server. I make $2.15 an hour after tips. I am not making minimum wage. They're not compensating me up to minimum wage. So the smart thing to do as a server, if you make over minimum wage, is only to claim up to minimum wage so that you keep your employer happy and you also keep the government happy.
Right.
And then you also make whatever you make, right? But the point is that it is their responsibility of the establishment to compensate you back up to minimum wage if your tips and salary or your pay per hour do not equate to minimum wage.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, way off track. People are being disrespectful for absolutely
No reason.
no reason, and it's infuriating to see, and then to see the people that are acting like that woman right there. If you have enough money to go to a bar, you have disposable income. That's my argument.
Oh, facts.
right. You should at least
Oh,
have
you want
disposable
to hear
income.
the best part?
What?
Is that the three people that were with her,
Uh-huh.
one was her, I'm wanting to say dad.
Uh-huh.
He was older. He was a big dude. Like, I would not want to fight him.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely was a mechanic.
Right. He's got one of those things that everybody has on TikTok right
Dude,
now, and he
his-
crushes
dude,
it.
His forearm was like giant.
Right.
And the other guy that was across the table was a professional motorcycle racer who was up here to support his brother, who's in the fucking Indy 500, and they're doing qualifiers and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Qualified for almost pole position. The girl next to him was one of the pit crew.
Okay.
She is also on the pit crew of this Indy car. Nobody else was wearing anything that remotely would show that
Right.
except her.
Right.
She's wearing full team sponsored gear.
Right.
And I'm like, wow,
Right. So here's
you are fucked.
the point that I get frustrated. Let's say you and I went to a bar, which I wouldn't because I don't like bars. But let's say you and I were sitting at a bar
Yeah.
and you said that to the server. I would look at you and be like, I'm done, dude. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I would have no respect for you as a person.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to cut ties because someone voted for Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
But then when their friend is at a restaurant and then says something to me, which is it's very reprehensible.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh,
That's just how they are.
That's just how they are. It's like,
No.
where's the backbone, the actual backbone, right?
Big Popeye homeboy
Yeah.
picked her up, grabbed her out of her chair, and carried her outside.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm
And he
saying.
was apologizing the whole time. He was like, I'm real sorry. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, right,
She
yeah.
was going to be like that.
Right. And that's my point is that
it's fine.
that people don't. So we've somehow took the bad and went to Twitter,
Yeah.
and we took the anger and the feelings
And brought it back to the real
brought it
world.
back to the real world. But then what we didn't also take is the virtue of humanity, the empathy of humanity.
Right.
We didn't take that to the internet, make it better, and bring it back to the real world. So
Right.
I don't know when that's going to happen. I hope it's soon, because in that situation, I always used to tell my buddies this. I said, this is my hypothetical. You're in a fast food place.
You went to mute on your stream deck, didn't you?
I did, and it was not there. Mute button is not here. You're in a restaurant. You're white. Everyone in there is white, except for one guy who comes in, and he orders his food. No problem. Doesn't cause a scene. I'm not saying that just because he's black he would. I'm just saying in this situation,
Right.
he has been the most ideal citizen.
Right.
And then some guy walks up in his face and just starts spewing racial hate
Yeah.
at this guy. How many people do you think in that restaurant would stand up and defend that guy? My argument right now
I'm going to say
is
less than 5%.
yeah, less than 5%. Exactly. I would say 0. And I
In
don't.
today's world? Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. And here's the thing: even if I want to, I don't know what this crazy white dude.
If it's not 0, it's a very negligible amount.
Right.
It is almost 0 anyway.
And it's not because they support what he's saying, but it's because they're terrified that if this dude's crazy enough to do this right now, what's his next step?
Right.
What's he gonna do next? He gonna pull a gun?
Right.
You don't know, right? And so the problem is now you don't even know if you can intervene. But what I really do think is that dude needs an ass whooping, right?
Absolutely.
Like a bunch of people need to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
And so, but my
Fucking
point is
stomped
that
out once or twice. You stop doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the story I talk about was like when we were in Kentucky for my buddy's bachelor party. This dude walked up. It was a group of us, about 17 of us.
The wind is blowing that hot sauce like right in my face. I'm like, Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
I might cheat. I might cheat and get Taco Bell today. So
Taco Bell.
But what I'm getting at is that, so we were in. Sorry, I was going to talk about Kentucky. So we were in Kentucky, and we were drinking, but we had just started. Like we weren't,
yeah.
like schnockered or anything, right?
Right.
And so we're walking down the street, and this dude walks up, and he seemed like he was being super friendly. He was drunk, right?
Oh yeah. 100%.
And he's in the middle of us, right? And he's got his arms over 2 of our buddies, and he's like doing this, and then all of a sudden it was like a switch went off. And the dude goes and looks at my buddy, and I can't remember what he said, but he basically said something along the lines of "fuck you," and headbutts him right in the nose. Like we're talking like just like "Whoa." That
What?
dude. I am not going to say I know who did what, but let's just say that dude was getting literally stomped. Literally
Yeah,
stomped.
for sure. Absolutely.
And he was unconscious,
Oh yeah.
and we left.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that guy changed his ways. I wonder if he stopped drinking. Probably not.
Probably not stop
Right.
drinking, but he definitely learned not to headbutt random people. in
Yeah,
the face.
exactly, in the face, right? Especially with 17 of his buddies around, right?
See, I think that's a lot of the misconception of like how I say I want to punch somebody in the face. Like if they do this, they're going to get hit.
Right.
Is a lot of people think that that comes from a very enraged place. It doesn't. I can be perfectly calm. You know, my boss thinks this is the creepiest thing about me. Is like I can literally hate everything about you.
Right.
Smile right to your face.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yep.
Make sure you have a great time, do whatever, and then as soon as you leave, I'm like, fuck that person.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
My boss thinks it's crazy because she can't do that.
I don't think that's that hard.
My boss cannot do that.
Okay.
The reason I like my boss is because she's a fucking asshole.
Right, and that's fine.
And it's hilarious.
So you don't have to admit this or not. Do you spank? Do you plan on spanking your kid in any way,
do
shape, form?
spank
Okay.
my
Okay.
kid.
So
he gets in the fucking
you ever-
cabinet where all the cleaners
right,
are.
yeah, he needs to
Catches a
learn.
swift- Catch a swift pop. He don't do that
Right.
no more.
So my whole thing about that
Yeah.
is that the thing that they tell you is to never spank when you're angry.
Right.
So if you're angry, you have to check yourself.
Right.
There are times that I would walk up to my kids, calm as can be, and it's just a whomp on the butt. You're like, don't do that.
Yep.
You're not mad. You're not beating your
Not
kid.
mad at all.
Right? You just walk up, pop, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stay out of that cabinet. You know
100%.
what? My kids know. Don't go to the cabinet where the chemicals are. Right.
I was making grilled cheese sandwiches last night.
Yep.
Have a little tiny plastic, like the neoprene spatula in my hand.
Yep.
It's very flexible. It's not
Right. Yeah.
And he's wearing a big ass diaper.
Right. Yeah. With
He goes
proviso.
right to the cabinet where all the cleaners are and starts opening it. I'm like,
nope.
hell no.
Yep. Nope.
Whoop. Just give him like a little cha.
It's more about the
And he
shock.
he stopped and looked at me. I'm
Yep.
like, no.
No.
Well, this morning I get him out of bed before the sitter gets there. He walks right over to that fucking cabinet
Yeah, he's gonna test you.
and he opens it and I'm like, Jackson, no sir. And he like looks at me and goes to do it. I'm like, pick up that spatula, and he's like, mm-mm.
Nope, I'm good. Okay.
He just walked away.
I've made the association, right?
Right.
And that's my point is that, you know, I think you and I think, you know, we've talked to you about this. I don't know if your wife has been there in these conversations. Everything in the end, law, rule of humanity,
Yeah.
goes down to violence. At the end, that is the final threat. The final threat in the line is
violence.
always violence. Because, you know, like to give this perspective, let's say you have 700 parking tickets. They're finally going to throw your ass in jail. They aren't just going to come up to the door and be like, please, sir, would you come and get into our car?
Excuse
You are
me.
under arrest for 700 parking
would you
violations.
mind putting on these handcuffs for us?
Right, yes. No, because they're going to say you're going. And then you're going to say, nah, I ain't going.
Right.
I didn't pay them 700 tickets. You think my ass is going to get in that car with you?
Right.
And then guess what? Violence. That's my point, is that at the end, no matter what the crime is at the beginning,
Yeah.
the final thing will resort to violence. It doesn't matter. That's humanity. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So you have to think about that
Yeah.
in everything.
Yeah.
But now people don't have to feel that.
Right.
They don't feel like it's violence. And I honestly think that this ties into the mentality of the police force. People don't expect the cops to resort to violence.
Right.
But that's the end. Is
I mean,
violence.
it was the same way when I was in the Army. It's like people don't expect us to go and do very violent things.
No, you definitely going to do some
We're
violent
definitely
things.
going to go do some violent things.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that video, by the way, finally, of that one, the guy that was not from the Army, but he was part of the People's Liberation of Afghanistan or whatever it was, where he takes that RPG and just straight walks out to the front line.
Bro, he's fucking wild,
Yeah, that
right?
dude's nuts. I was like,
He's
oh my
Afghani
God.
Army.
Afghani Army. Sorry, I know. He was part of like the, what we call the
He's-
good guys, right?
Yeah, he's Afghani coalition.
Right.
Which
So,
is coalition forces with the U.S.
right. And he walked
Bro,
up and did that. That's
Jam-
violence, dude.
His name is Jamshid.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
that video is hilarious.
Bro,
That dude's
he's
nuts.
like
There's open
the
gunfire.
The best part of it, though, right? There's clearly everyone pinned down because these Taliban are like RPK and fucking AK-47 fire every goddamn place. And he's like, nah, I got a backpack full of rockets. Fuck this. Just walks out. And then he comes back, right?
Yeah.
After the thing blows up.
Smile on his
clearly
face.
kills people.
Yeah.
And he's like, Taliban go. I'm like,
But and like you said,
Holy
all the
shit.
guys, even the guys recording, they're all behind
they're
cover.
all way behind cover.
behind
dude.
cover, and they're not shooting. So the only gunfire you're hearing is from their
from
forces.
them, yeah.
Yeah. And he's just like, nope, 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 nope.
he's like, they're not gonna hit
But
me.
anyway, I'm sorry, I got off sidetrack. You talked about that, and I watched that video
But
finally.
that goes back to everything ends in violence because he was brought up in Afghanistan.
Right.
He's been around the Taliban. He's been around, all of those different. He's old enough to have been in the Russian war against the Taliban. Right? I mean, he was probably a very small child at the time.
Yep.
But he's that old. He's seen all of that. And he knows from life experience that certain crimes eventually, or if not all crimes, eventually will end up in a violent fashion.
Right.
You just have to be the more violent one.
Right. Well, that goes to the idea that it's all about power, right? It's not about anything else, about power. And that could be the fun segue, I guess, that word power. But just to put a bow on it, I don't know where we can go from here as a society, because you have a layer of middle America that completely shits on everybody that works unskilled jobs, right? They treat them like garbage until their plumbing's gone, right? And then they need a plumber, and then all of a sudden that's the best person on the planet.
Nobody treats the plumber bad because that's skilled labor.
Oh no, dude! There are tons of people that frown upon electricians,
really?
plumbers. Oh god, yeah, dude.
Why?
Because they're.
That
dude, I talk about this all the time.
100% smarter than
I talk about this all the time. You know Mike Rowe, right? You know who Mike Rowe is.
Hey, Hawkeye. Yeah.
There is okay. I'll tell you about my high school experience. So I'm in high school and I'm in my sophomore year. You have to make a choice. You can go to what's called Central 9, there's 9 schools in the southern part of Indianapolis that work together. They formed another school that is a tech education school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's engine repair.
Yep.
Electricians, air conditioning, IT, like computers. That's what I went for.
Yeah.
I sit with my guidance counselor. And my guidance counselor says that's where poor, stupid people go.
The fuck?
And so then I was like, I want to talk to another guidance counselor. Same thing. That's where the people that can't make it in school and can't make it in the real world, like with big jobs, that's where they go. I want to frame this, okay, because this is really important. That mentality is not uncommon. It's very common. It's very common, okay? If I had went completely against everything she said,
right,
and followed the curriculum at Central 9 appropriately and not been lazy, by the age of 20, I would have been making $65,000 a year with an associate's degree and never been to college.
Yeah.
Never went to college. I would have had enough college credits in the mathematics, science, and English, because they gave you generic credits that covered all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I could have walked out with an Ivy Tech. For those of you who don't know, that's a community college here in Indiana. An Ivy Tech associate's degree. And then I would have been certified in Cisco CCNA.
Yeah, I was going to say you would have all your technical certificates.
I would have my certificates, and I could have started working at the age of 19, making $40,000 to $50,000 a year.
Josh said, ha, college.
Right. So that's my point. I look at college the same way they look at the people that are doing.
Yeah, that's where all the stupid people go.
That's right. Yeah, you got to go to college because you got to learn because you're dumb.
Look, I'm going to be very, very, very honest. I have been moderately successful at a very couple dozen things.
Right.
Because I put my mind to it.
Right.
I didn't fucking finish the 9th grade. I dropped out after my first semester of my 9th grade year. Because I didn't like school.
Yeah, school doesn't work for everybody.
It does. Yeah. I can learn more from YouTube than I ever could have at school.
Now, see, I can do both. I can do hands-on learning and I can do book learning. I can do both. It doesn't bother me.
I cannot.
But I understand people.
Sit me down and show me how to do it.
Right.
I'm goldie.
But I understand that, right? But my point is that there's a bad framing around blue-collar work.
That's what I was going to say. I've always been looked down on because I have my GED. Now, what people really fail to realize, and I correct them very quickly, is I don't just have my GED. I have my GED with honors, which means I scored a 98 or higher in every single subject.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
Across the board to get the next.
And you didn't have to sit through 4 years of education.
And I did it in under an hour.
Yeah.
It's an 8-hour test.
Yeah. And you did just fine.
And I never finished the fucking 9th grade.
Well, but see, there's so much more to unpack in that. And I'm going to try and a topic just came to my brain. We're going to try and segue on this because this is going to be really important. But when you say that, why did you need to go to school then?
I didn't.
my point. So if you can answer those questions, if you can do those basic things, why spend the time? Why put people into that, right?
Yeah.
There's something else going on there. But what I wanted to say is I want to try it right now on the stream while we're doing it. Would you like to go on this ride with me and see how bad we are?
Let's go.
Have you heard about how they're giving the citizens test to freshmen in college and they're all not even getting like 10% correct?
Oh my God. Really?
Oh, yeah. So I was thinking while we're sitting here, if there's a way we can find it on our phone, let's try and take the citizens test with everybody and see how we and chat do.
Oh my God.
No, this is huge. So, citizenship test questions. Okay. Questions for the naturalization test.
All right. I'll leave chat up.
Principles of American democracy. What is the supreme? The problem is, I have the answers. I can't not have the answers. So it's gonna have to be you in chat or the other way around.
I'm fucking stupid.
Okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, what is the supreme law of the land of the United States?
The supreme law of the land.
Yes, the supreme law of the land.
That's a weird.
I'm gonna give you a leading question.
That's
Hold
a
on.
really weirdly worded question.
Okay, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more to it.
Okay.
What do we always base our laws off of in the United States?
Possession.
Rephrase it.
Possession is
It's a
9/10 of the law.
thing. It's a thing. A thing in our history. 1776.
Freedom. Independence.
It's a document.
Oh, it's the fucking Declaration of Independence.
Go a little bit further. What are amendments made to?
Oh, the Bill of Rights.
Well, the Constitution.
The Constitution.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is in the
So,
Bill
do you
of
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, next.
The Bill of Rights is
What does the Constitution do?
It guarantees the people's rights and protects them from the government.
Okay, their answers, the answers that you're supposed to give are it sets up the government, defines the government, and protects basic rights of Americans.
That's what I said.
Okay. I'll give you a 65% on that
Sure.
one. Because you didn't say that it established, the Constitution literally establishes like there's a president, there's a vice president,
Right.
you've got Congress, you've got the House of Representatives, the Senate, like it establishes like our fundamentals. Okay, all right, next. The idea of self-government is in the first three words of the Constitution.
We the people.
What are the words? Good for you. We the people. Good job. What is an amendment?
An amendment is a change for the better in the
Of what?
Constitution.
Okay, great. Yep.
Yeah.
What do we call the first 10 amendments? Okay, so this is really funny. What do we
Bill
call?
of Rights.
There you go. First 10 amendments are the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Yes. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? You can give me them
One
all.
right or freedom from the First Amendment.
Like, what does the First Amendment grant?
The freedom of speech. Or
What else?
freedom of religion.
Or
Freedom of press.
there's
Freedom
two more
of-
that are
freedom of
really important.
persecution.
No. Two more that are, in my opinion, very important, but speech is the most important. Assembly,
Yeah.
peaceful assembly, and the petition of the government.
Okay.
How many amendments do we have in the Constitution right now? Now, this one I don't think is necessarily fair because how many amendments are there to the Constitution?
46.
Way high.
That's too high?
Way high. Think about it this way. The 21st Amendment legalized alcohol.
Oh,
So,
I thought there was way more than that. So I'm going to say 23.
yes, 27.
27.
Sorry. So, but that's what I'm saying is like you would think that. Hold on. You may study.
Hawkeye got it right.
What did the Declaration of Independence do?
Abolish slavery.
No. Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson, who had
Said the first
slaves.
thing that popped in my head. It separated us from England.
Right. It declared we were
declared our
independent as a
independence
nation.
from
Okay.
England. Yeah.
What are two rights in the Declaration of Independence?
Right to bear arms.
No, think the other way. It's more the happy stuff.
Oh,
Declaration of Independence.
I don't know.
Freedom of...
Religion.
Two things start with an L. I'm trying to give you hints all the way down.
Life and liberty.
And
And
the... Pursuit.
Pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, there you go. What is
God, my
freedom?
fucking brain is fried.
I know.
Right now,
Do
dude.
you see what I'm saying? But these are questions that we ask people to become a citizen of the United States, and no one in college can answer these.
I'm not in college, and I've got a lot of them.
That's my
For
point.
the generic point.
Okay, so I'm trying to get there.
Like I said, college is for dumb people.
What is freedom of religion?
Freedom of religion is a right that guaranteed by the First Amendment, where you can practice your religion without fear of persecution.
Correct. Or
Regardless
not
of
practice
the
a religion.
Or not practice a religion.
What
Which, realistically, is practicing
is practice a religion? Correct. Right. So, what is the economic system in the United States?
The dollar.
Let me rephrase. What do we base ourselves off of? Like I said it earlier.
Capitalism.
Yes. Or also known as a market economy.
Yeah.
What is the rule of law? Now, this one I feel is a little bit open-ended.
I mean, even the way that question is worded is like, the fuck?
Okay, so just try to think about it
The
abstractly.
rule of law?
Yeah, what's the rule of law? Like when you say, what's the rule
He
of
who
law?
has the power makes the laws?
This one, I don't think this is a fair question. I think you gotta remember too, people are studying for this stuff.
Right.
So this one right here, for instance, it says everyone must follow the law.
Okay.
Leaders must obey the law.
Okay.
Government must obey the law.
Okay.
And no one is above the law.
So it's like the four laws of robotics.
Yes, right.
Okay.
It's the idea that the reason that law exists is because we all
have
give
to
it
keep
value,
everyone in
and we
check.
all have to keep ourselves in check.
Yeah.
That is the rule of law.
Gotcha.
It's a very important, fundamental difference in countries and how our governments are set up. This
Right.
is why when I talk about the United States, I just want to take a minute to go on a rant. The United States has had a history that is racist and a lot of bullshit. But if you take the foundation of our country and how we set it up in the Bill of Rights, in the Constitution, and apply it to all people, rule of law applying to all people equally, the United States has the best
System
that has ever been created. But we don't use it that way. It's still unfairly given to some people and not to others, et cetera, et cetera. But that's also humanity. Next question. By the way, that whole section was called Principles of American Democracy. So that was that section.
Fantastic. You know what I didn't hear in there?
What?
Anything about Democrats or Republicans.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that beautiful?
It's fucking fantastic.
Isn't it? Right. So here's the next section. System of government.
Oh, God.
Name one branch or part of the government.
The legislative branch.
Great. Let's go bonus points. Go through all of them.
Judicial.
Yep.
And presidential.
So it's the three branches of government are the legislative, executive,
Yeah.
and the judicial.
Presidential is executive.
The president is executive, right?
Yeah.
President, Congress, which
Congress.
is House of Representatives and the Senate,
Yep.
and then
Judicial.
the courts.
Which would be
Judicial.
Supreme Court.
What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
The other two branches of government.
Do you know the term for that?
Oh, fuck.
You said one, kind of. And what about chat? Let's leave this one up to chat. What do you call that? What stops one branch from being more powerful than the other? Well, it used to. It doesn't anymore. But what one branch or what stops a branch? We have two terms for this.
Huh.
Has chat said anything? I'm giving him.
Checks
I'm giving
and balances.
That is one of them. Correct.
That is good job, Hawkeye.
And separation of powers.
Separation of powers.
Who is in charge of the executive branch?
The president.
Correct. Who makes federal law? This one is very contentious, but
Who makes federal law?
Yes.
That would be the judicial branch.
Incorrect. And that's the problem that
Really?
we have in the United States. Yes. So
How
everyone
does the Supreme Court not make the judicial? How does? Okay.
this is the problem because things shifted over the last 50 years. The way that our government was established was that the Senate and the House of Representatives establish law. The Supreme Court uses the Constitution to check that law against the Constitution
And then make sure it becomes
and make
a
sure.
law.
But we are now in a state where the judicial system is creating what we call precedent
Yeah.
And precedent is now law, which is not true because laws are written by the House of Representatives and the Senate. That's a huge issue that I have with a lot of people today. And that's not your fault because that is how it is today, but that's not how it should be.
So I was going based off of what I knew. Was
Right.
that
No, I'm saying the way it was
that
written.
it goes to, like they vote on a law in one branch.
Yes.
And then the judges all get it, check it against the Constitution,
No.
and then enforce it.
That's not how it goes. It's the way it should go, just so you know,
Right.
is the House writes a bill,
Well, that's
the
why
Senate
I
writes a
answered
bill.
the way that I did.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Because their final
Just-
say would be creating the law.
Yes. So the way that if the system works the way it should be, House writes a law, Senate writes a law, they vote on each law, pass it to
Right.
the other side, they both line up, that goes to the president, president signs it into law. That's how laws are created.
Right.
Then, for instance, like the mask mandate is going to be one that's going to happen where you have the government doing something that wasn't established by them, not constitutional. That goes to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court says, nope, that is not constitutional. It's not a law. Can't be a law, can't be enforced. And then it goes all the way back down. Unfortunately for us, that all is going to take place 15 years after it actually happened. So, but anyway, but that's what I'm saying is those are things.
2037, no mask mandate.
By the way, in 2021, that was a really bad move. All right. What are the two parts of Congress?
The two parts of Congress,
Yeah, I've said them several times.
the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Right. How many senators are there? This is actually pretty interesting because I
How many
usually forget this number.
senators?
I forget this number all the time.
Hold on.
The Senate never changes, by the way.
Right.
The House does.
For some reason, I really want to say 150.
Close. It's 100. It's 2 per state.
Okay.
Every state gets 2. We
Dude,
elect.
Hawkeye is fucking on this shit, dude.
He probably has this up and he's cheating.
No,
Nah, that's
Hawkeye's
fine.
not the type of
Okay.
person to do that.
So we elect senators.
Hawkeye's just extremely intelligent.
No,
about
I'm
really-
glad.
about really crazy shit.
No, this isn't crazy. This is our government.
No,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
saying like
Right,
that people
yes.
usually don't study or like really know about. Hawkeye's like, I know this.
But I think that this is something that people don't know, and it's
Right.
really scary to me because they don't understand how things work.
Yeah.
Like executive orders should scare the living shit out of people.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody's like, nah, you know what? Go for it. I like that executive order, so it's okay. No, that's
It's
not
not
how
okay.
we were set up.
Nope.
All right. How often do
Hawkeye
we?
is super smart, Jax.
How do we elect senators? How many years? How many years do we elect senators? Like how long is a term for a senator?
There's no because there's no term limit, but their
Right, they have
term
terms.
is technically what is it? 6 years?
Yes. That's why you have midterm elections.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now?
God damn it. I know his name too.
The problem is you also have to think federal level, not state level.
Right.
I don't even know my U.S. senator. Is Carson House of Representatives or is he the Senate?
See, and that's what I was gonna ask if he was. It's Hogsett.
Oh God, dude.
He's a fucking mayor.
Hold on, let me look it up here just so I know.
What's this show about? So we talk about current events, and currently I am being quizzed.
And chat is being quizzed.
And Chad is being quizzed on the citizenship naturalization test.
Yeah, ours are Todd Young and Mike Braun, both pieces of shit.
Todd Young. Gross.
Can't stand them. Okay, next.
Jack said, John Thune.
Hey, if you know who it is, that's great.
Tom Tillis.
We elect a U.S. representative how often? So how often is a U.S.
Every 8
representative?
years.
No. It's a
don't know.
lot shorter. It's 2 years.
2 years.
That's why midterm elections, you'll see House and Senate flips in
yeah,
between that are really big. Name your, okay, U.S. representative. We're not going to do that. So, like, for instance, Andre Carson is one of our
Right.
representatives, right? So that's one that people know. Who does a U.S. senator represent?
The people of the state.
Yes. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? Remember, it's representatives, not senators.
People by per capita.
By population,
Yeah.
yep. We elect a president how often?
Every 4 years.
Do you know that there are people that do not know that?
They're fucking idiots.
In what month do we vote for the president?
November.
What is the name of the president of the United States right now?
Donald Trump.
Stop. Stop. Who is the president?
Kamala Harris.
Yes. That's the next question is who the vice president is. If the president...
Also Kamala Harris.
So this is great. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
The vice president.
If both the president and vice president can no longer serve, who becomes the president?
Secretary of Defense.
Nope.
Really?
Do you not know who it is? This is like a huge issue in the
No,
conservative
I thought it
circles
was
right
the
now.
Secretary of Defense.
No.
The head of the Supreme Court?
Nope. Speaker of the House. And the Speaker of the House is the
Pelosi.
majority party and is elected by the party. And then right now it'll be Nancy Pelosi, which is the Speaker of the House. Who is the commander in chief of the military?
The president.
Correct.
Donald
Who
Trump.
signs Who signs bills to become laws?
Donald Trump.
The president. Who vetoes bills?
Donald Trump.
The president. What does the president's cabinet do?
Holds his clothes.
That's what I was going to say. It holds his stuff. All right. So this is great. What are two cabinet level positions?
Secretary of State
Yep.
and Secretary of Defense.
Right. You're going to know the two that are people that you would report to some way, form, or fashion in the military. Right. But there's
Secretary
agriculture,
of Treasury, Secretary of Agriculture,
commerce,
and-
defense, education, energy, health and human services, homeland security, housing and urban development, of the interior, of labor, of state, of transportation, of the treasury, of veterans affairs. Probably need a new one of those. And then Attorney
Probably
General.
needed a new one of those a while. Hello, I am the Secretary of the Veterans Affairs. Fuck off.
What do you do? Nothing. What does the judicial branch do?
Judges people.
They review laws, they explain laws, resolve disputes, and decide if a law goes against the Constitution.
Correct. We already discussed.
What is the highest
that
court in the United States?
What?
What is the highest court in the United States?
The Supreme Court.
How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
9. 9.
Who is the Chief Justice of the United States right now? So who is basically the top doggy of the Supreme Court?
You know, I don't know.
Was it Ginsburg before she passed
was.
away? So then it would be chat. Someone tell me. I don't know this one. This is one that I don't know. Under the Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? Think about your position when you served. What's the power of the federal government?
Oh, to defend the Constitution of the United States.
By doing what?
Going to war. I'm a man.
They can print money.
Yeah.
They can declare war, create an army, and make treaties. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states?
To keep the federal government in check.
These ones are a little weird, so I'm going to just go ahead and read these
It is
answers.
John Glover Roberts Jr. Is the...
John Roberts Jr.
Yeah.
Provide schooling and education, provide protection, provide safety, give a driver's license, or approve zoning and land use.
Haha.
Who is the governor of our state?
The
I think we've switched into a no, we're not. No, we're still.
fuck is his name?
He's a prick.
He is a prick.
Holcomb.
Yeah, there you go. I get him and Hogsett.
What's the capital of our state?
Indianapolis.
What are two major political parties in the United States? Now
Fucking
they're
Dumb and Dumber.
Dude, I wish that was a blank entry one. I'd be like the idiots and the other idiots. What is the political party of the president right now?
Dumber.
Dumber. Got it. What is the name of the Speaker of House of Representatives?
Nancy Pelosi.
Dumbest?
Dumb diddly dum.
There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them.
You have to have a voter. You have to have an ID to vote.
No,
don't
that's a
know.
state law.
No, it's not.
Yes.
That's a federal law.
Nope, that's a state law. Some states don't require that, dude. That's the whole issue we've been having.
That's dumb.
Black people are too stupid to get an ID. Didn't you know that?
They can't use computers.
And they can't use computers or find the internet or jobs or
Fucking
be a father. Or,
ridiculous.
there's about 8 million things that they say. But
know how to
anyway,
get milk though.
by the way, I don't believe that, by the way. I'm making fun of people that say that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
All right, so there are 4 amendments to the Constitution. Think about it. What do you have to be able to vote right now?
Citizen.
Okay. And
Over the age of 18.
there you go. Great. And then you don't have to pay a poll tax to vote. Any citizen can vote, and a male citizen of any race can vote. Those are the 4 ways amendments went. But did you not know this? So it was the...
Wait, timeout. Let's go back to that one for a minute.
Yeah.
A male citizen of
So
any
they're
race.
saying by the amendments. So there was a point where there was an amendment made to the Constitution originally where only men could vote. Then there was an amendment that said
I was going to
any
make a
citizen
really
could vote.
funny joke, but I'm not going to.
It's not. You can't. That's not a fun one to dance around. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? It's a
Pay
guaranteed thing.
taxes.
Death and taxes. Hold on. Let me see what this says. No. Think about this. You get it in the mail, and you're usually not happy when you get it in the mail. Some people aren't. I don't care.
Oh, jury duty.
Yep. Name one right only for United States citizens.
One right for only United States citizens?
Yes, like as a U.S. citizen in the United States, you have these 2. This is one that I read this and I go, this is dumb. It's vote in a federal election or run for federal office. You have to be a citizen in order to.
Fucking shit.
I think you have to be born a citizen too. Like you can't be naturalized in as a citizen.
Then how did Barack Obama become?
Oh, Jesus. No, let's not. No. What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of expression, speech, assembly. We already talked about that. I'm just going to kind of go through here now and just find some of the ones. What is one of the reasons that colonists came to America?
Freedom.
Who lived in America
Indians
before?
are sexy.
Who lived in the Americas before the Europeans arrived?
The Native Americans.
What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves?
Africans.
Why did the colonists fight the British?
For freedom.
It's a very specific reason, though.
Because we spilled their tea.
Right. What was the reason we spilled tea?
Taxation without representation.
Was because taxes were really high, and the British Army was staying in people's homes,
Yeah.
and they didn't have.
Military occupation without reason.
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Benjamin Franklin.
I said his name earlier. It's not Ben Franklin. He had slaves. He lived in Monticello.
I thought it was Benjamin Franklin.
Nope. It's the other guy that kind of looked like Benjamin Franklin.
I mean, they all kind of look like.
They were all fat aristocrat
White
pieces
wigs.
of turds. Yeah. No,
Jefferson?
this guy. Yes, Jefferson.
Okay.
Declaration of Independence was adopted. What day?
July 4th,
1776.
1776.
What were the 13 original states? This is stuff I don't even know this.
The 13 original states was Georgia, North and South Carolina,
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah. You're going in reverse order, but you're very accurate right now.
Yeah. I mean, I started from the south up
Yep, you are. This goes from north south.
because we go from the worst to the best. I'm kidding. They're all terrible.
Texas isn't on the list. I'm sorry. California is technically the worst state.
Have you been to Georgia?
It's better in California.
Pretty bad.
It's better in California. I can tell you that much.
Should state colonies, not states. Right. Was it Maine? Rhode Island? No?
Nope. Oh, Rhode Island is yes, but not Maine.
Yeah. So Rhode Island. I don't know.
New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, Carolinas, and Georgia. Gotcha. What happened at the Constitutional Convention?
Everybody died. They signed the Declaration of Independence.
That's where they wrote the Constitution.
Yeah.
The Constitution was written in 1787. So that was 9 years after we had been a country.
Yeah.
Because remember, you also had the Federalist Papers, what they talk about. I'm just going to go through this. But my point is that if you ask this, they did this. There was like a huge thing. They took the citizenship test and they started giving it to college freshmen. And it was something like a 10% pass rate.
That's crazy. I haven't been in school in like 20 years.
Right. But they also don't teach civics in school anymore.
Right.
So like civics isn't even a class.
Let's go this route though. Let's get a college freshman to change their own fucking oil.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, dude, I think home ec's gone. Does anyone have kids that are teenagers? I want to know if
could
home
ask
ec is
40.
gone.
40 has both his.
Yeah, because so when I was in high school, middle school. In middle school, we had home ec. That's where we learned how to cook, learn how to like take care of certain. No, then we had a sewing class. So we had an actual sewing class. That was
Oh, you had
just
like
sewing.
a full-on whole sewing class by itself?
It was just sewing.
So
Then we
mine
had
was
home
the
ec.
opposite.
Oh, okay.
Mine, we had all the sewing and all the other shit, and then we had a cooking class. That was just for that. All we did was
Right,
cook.
just cooking. Yeah, so we had
And
just
then
cooking,
everything else.
just sewing. Then we had an architecture class where we had to build a house out of sticks.
Okay.
So we had to
That was
learn
part of our
about
art
structural
class.
engineering. Yeah, see, so this is what I'm saying. Like I had different classes
Yeah,
for
yeah.
all of this stuff. And then we had a wood shop class. We had all of these different classes, right? We had to learn all that stuff.
Vengeful Jedi says, my nephew's entering high school. Home ec was an option.
In high school, but what about middle school?
Right.
That's what I would like to know the difference. So high school, in my high school, we had nothing like that, like no cooking or anything.
I didn't go to high school.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't
So for high school for me, but we did have a robotics class. We did
He said
have.
he doesn't have it in middle school.
Okay, so they've maybe pushed it up, but it's now optional. See, in my opinion,
It was not optional.
Civics. Yeah, it wasn't optional for me in middle school. You had to take
Yep.
home ec. You
Same.
had to take sewing. You had to take engineering.
Same.
You had to take all those.
The only one that was optional
Mm-hmm.
was machine shop, where you got to learn how to like disassemble a car and put it back together.
Right. For us, our machine shop was kind of like that was the offside. It
Her
was more
machine
about
shop had like no machines.
right. Exactly.
It was
yeah.
like tools.
No, ours was
It's mechanic shop.
right. Yeah. Ours was more.
It is fuck. The gym teacher's car broke down. We got to fix it.
Yeah, and we had a class where we made rockets or something like we did, and I think
We
it was
did
all
that
part
in
of that.
machine
Yeah,
shop.
yeah, machine
Yeah,
shop,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So, but my point is
you
that
kids want to build a rocket?
yeah, we were like, oh, yeah, let's go. But no.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then we had one where we had to make like a hot air balloon. That was really neat. Like we did some cool things, right? But my point is that you were being taught more about just being able to live.
So Jack says that home ec and shop was in junior high. High school had DECA and photography.
What's DECA?
I don't know.
Photography. We had photography in high school, and then they were in
Don't
the
eat
yearbook.
cactus ass.
Right. Yeah. That's a good one. But yeah, no. So like my point is though, is that we got away from teaching kids.
Do everything constitutionally appropriate.
Yes. I wish. But yeah. So my point is that we got to this point where we stopped teaching kids about like actual life.
Oh, it's Distributive Education Clubs of America.
So what is that like? What
don't
was
know
it?
what
No,
that
was a
means.
curriculum? What was? Yeah, I need to know more. Right. So, but anyway, what I'm getting at is that so you had these things that we were teaching kids, and we
Yeah.
got way off the whole thing. But the point is that like I remember in civics class or in third grade, we had an entire 9-week period where we did nothing but read about the state of Indiana and law in the state of Indiana, who
Right.
was in Indiana, what the positions were, how laws were written in just our state. That was my third grade class. Third grade. Like,
So
so,
DECA was apparently like a business class with like a club attached to it.
okay, got it.
So like for Indiana, FCCLA.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I had an economics class, but it was like Econ 101. It was like supply demand curves. It was mostly macroeconomics, so it was more
Right.
about like trends, value, distribution of resources, blah 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 blah, right?
Right.
But we did not have. So we had a government class, which was hilarious because I took advanced government and made a complete joke of government. And it was hilarious because we had a mock Senate and House of Representatives, and I totally trashed it by getting a bunch of buddies to log roll a bunch of stupid legislation. We ended up coming up with a law that we were going to build an interstate from the northwestern tip of the state of Washington all the way to the southern tip of Florida. And in the middle of it, we were going to put algae farms. It was the dumbest thing. Anyway.
The fuck.
Yeah.
So she said that one of their lessons had to create a complete advertisement campaign for a business.
Okay.
And
So
she got
okay.
an A- on
Right.
that, by the way.
In 8th grade,
Oh, an A+. Sorry, I can't see.
that's awesome. In 8th grade,
Yeah.
we had 2 days where we had this is how to be a human being thing. And each of us got an envelope that was randomized, and it had a salary number, it had a checkbook,
Yep.
and it had bills.
Yeah.
And then we had to learn how to write a check.
Yeah.
And then we had to learn, by the way, I wrote a check the other day. That is a painful experience. But because I'm like,
think I've written a check.
yeah, so I'm saying I haven't written a check in like 15 years.
Since
Right. So I literally, I'm
2005?
literally looking at the check going, God, I can't remember how to do this.
2005.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, right? But I had to write a check. So anyway, but in this class, they taught you about basic money management, right?
Hawkeye said that happened with him in 7th grade.
Same thing, like a couple of days
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I think it was, oh no, wait, it was 7th grade. It wasn't 8th grade. Yeah, it was 7th grade.
So
my math teacher
I
drank
had a
coffee all the time.
very interesting. I had a very interesting class that I know doesn't get taught anymore. When I was in the 5th grade,
Okay.
and it was like an entry into like money and the stock market.
Okay.
So I was really good at math. I've always been really good at math. So I was like in AP classes and shit like that. Well, they gave us newspapers every day and had us
Hold on,
had us trade stocks
Dude, I kind of remember this.
with pretend money.
I think I kind of remember this.
Yeah. And then we could get on the computer and they had like a computer game that was set up and you could put in which stocks and it was like an intra, not on the internet, but on the intranet.
Intranet, right.
And like all the students were
And there was
trading
probably a
stocks
teacher
against.
who was running a database.
Yep. And there was all the students trading stocks against each other in this one class. And that was like, to me, one of the coolest classes ever. Because I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I love math and this is awesome.
I'm kind of remembering that because my dad had me buy the stocks that we actually were buying for my college. Like my dad was buying stocks for my college.
So
That's
I
so
invested
weird.
With all the money they gave me, I
Right.
invested in like Marlboro and Ford. And like, I'm the only kid there who's like, I'm going to invest in cigarettes.
Right. Yes. Right.
Because haha, fuck you.
Right. Because cigarettes.
My teacher pulled me to the side and was like, you know you invested in cigarettes, right? And I'm like, absolutely.
Yes. Because I know about 15 people that smoke, so they making money.
Because I'm like 10 or 11.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's
and
funny.
I've been smoking for like a
Yeah,
year.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I was smoking when I was
Welcome
12.
to Kentucky, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. But no, it's funny you say that because I totally forgot about that. But my point is that like I'm trying to really pay attention to what my
But
kids are learning.
we taught us that as 5th graders, right? We were taught that as 5th graders.
Right.
Shown how to do that. And then that was the one class. It was like one semester long or whatever, or maybe 2 semesters. That was it. And then by the time we got to high school, we had all this other bullshit that we had to learn. And then kind of like forgot what the fucking stock market was. Like I couldn't tell you right
yes.
now how to trade a stock to save my life.
Just depends on what exchange, and I mean, there's a lot, right? There's a lot to it, but yes.
Right.
Okay.
You're saying
So-
exchange, and I'm like,
right.
fuck it.
So you have like
The
New
post
York
exchange,
you have
like the PX?
You have the New York Stock
Yeah,
Exchange.
no,
you have-
fuck, shush, just no, fuck that. I don't know.
Right. But my point is, okay, so
But like, why are we not teaching that to
dude,
high schoolers?
my mind is blowing right now, blowing a giant information dick. Okay, listen. So think about this. Someone in chat, who was it in chat, said that their kid is in high school and it's optional for
Vengeful
home
Jedi.
ec.
It's his
So-
nephew.
Vengeful Jedi. Think about it this way. We used to treat an 18 and 19-year-old as an adult. When I was 18 and 19 years old, my parents were like, if you're going to stay living in our house, you pay rent,
Right.
right? But now kids stay at home until they're 26.
Hell, my brother still basically lives at home.
Right.
He's 31,
Right.
32.
So take everything and extend it, right? So we were learning that in junior high.
Yeah.
We were learning home ec. Well, now it's optional in high school. It's like we're shifting childhood by like 3 to 5 years further than when we were kids.
Vengeful Jedi actually just said, I wouldn't treat today's 18 and 19-year-olds as an adult.
That's my point, but it's not,
would not
but
either.
I'm saying that the whole system doesn't do it.
Right.
Like we're treating kids like kids longer. And so that's now moving in because that's why college is important. Because now the stuff they're learning in college, people were learning in high school.
Yeah.
They were learning how to be a human being and how our world worked in 3rd grade, in 5th grade, in 7th grade. And now we're not teaching that all the way up into high school, so we had to put it into college. That's the reason why college is important, is because none of this shit's being taught in the lower grade levels.
Right.
It's mind-boggling.
You know what I would like to see, honestly? I would like to just go out and randomly take like a tent with me. or like things that could make a tent,
Yep.
like not an actual tent,
Mm-hmm.
and just ask random 18 or 19-year-olds, can you set this up?
No way. Unless they're like a kid that was raised like I was raised.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
my dad taught me how to put up a tent.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, unless they have a parent who has that as an interest even, or as a hobby,
Right.
you know, and it's funny you say that because I was thinking about it. If everything goes to crap right now,
Yeah.
I can plant vegetables,
Yeah.
but I don't know the appropriate time of year to plant those vegetables. I don't know, because you don't just take all your plants in the spring and just throw them in the ground and then they grow. No, that's not how it
That's how
works.
that works.
No, it's not how it works.
I have played a lot of Animal Crossing. That's how that works.
Yeah, right. That's my point, right? So there's certain soil temperatures, right? And this is stuff that farmers have been
I've
doing.
never played Animal
right, yeah.
Crossing.
Oh.
That shit's stupid.
Hey, that game is fun.
It's just stupid.
It's
as fuck.
fun. Dude, going fishing in Animal Crossing
I want to
is
be.
great.
I want to be harassed by my landlord.
Oh,
I'll
dude.
just do that in the
Yeah,
real world.
yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. Yeah. Oh God, that guy is so annoying too in that game. Anyway, so we're not even gonna get to some of the topics, but my point is that that's in the end that's my biggest worry right now.
One that we have to hit is
What?
stupidity.
Which one?
Gas in bags.
Oh yeah. We can do that one for 10 minutes, I think. Okay. Listen.
Look, guys, if you're gonna freak out about gasoline, just remember two things. The pipeline was only shut down for like a day and a half. There wasn't really a shortage. And don't put gasoline in bags.
Or boxes. Did you
Or
see the video
laundry
of people with
baskets.
cardboard boxes filling them with gasoline? So there, hold on.
You put gas in a cardboard box.
Oh, just wait. There was a person that said, do you know why the CDC went ahead with the mask, removing the mask mandate? They saw how stupid people were filling gas
Fucking, we gotta
gas.
kill
They
some
said,
of these
they said, you
people."
know what? Just let nature take care of it. Because we have hit a point. I agree.
A cardboard box.
Yeah, dude. There's people filling cardboard boxes, plastic bags. You said laundry baskets.
A laundry basket. Dude, it's a lawn. So there's 3 pictures that came around, right? One was actually from Flint, Michigan.
Well, I mean, does that...
Not
They probably
surprised.
were drinking water. And,
Yeah.
and then,
She at least had a trash bag in the basket, right? I at least had a trash bag in the basket. One of the other pictures had a trash bag in the basket. And then the most popular one of those pictures, no trash bag in the basket.
What?
Just filling up a basket.
right.
It's like,
But I want to just go on this for a minute.
how much gas do you get in a basket?
Why would you, if you store gas with an exposed high surface level?
And it has holes all over it.
Well, right. I'm saying the one that put the bag in, right?
Oh, yeah,
so let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
she fills the bag.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You still have like a 140 square inch surface area
Yeah.
that dirt.
Vapors.
Well, yeah, the vapors alone. I mean, but I'm saying like the actual contamination of the gasoline, dirt, dust, grass,
Yeah.
everything, dog hair, everything in your house is going to get in that gas. You don't want to put that in your engine.
No.
Where are you storing it? Like it's just.
My favorite one, though, was the people with the 55-gallon tote. It was like one of those big fucking dumbass, like the Christmas tree box totes.
Oh my
Like
God.
that you would get like.
Oh, you mean like the red or the
it's like
green?
it's like a big, huge.
Right, but it's like the plastic totes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a huge fucking tote, right? It's like 20 inches deep, 20
right.
inches wide,
And then
fucking
like
55 inches long.
Yeah.
They filled it to the top and then
How
put the
heavy was
lid
that?
on. That's what I want to know. How the fuck did you get that back in your car?
You know
Because
how
I
heavy
can't
that'd be?
lift that.
Dude, you and I couldn't probably. Well,
I don't know 3
no.
people that
yeah,
can
I don't.
lift that.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's pretty heavy. I mean,
That's a lot of weight.
I mean, dude, just a 5-gallon bucket full of water is heavy.
It's heavy.
So like, what is the weight?
So that would
it's like
be
45
like-
pounds, something like that. Yeah.
That would be like, if my math is right, that would be roughly about 630 pounds
of gasoline
of gasoline.
that you're putting inside of a tote, which is not safe or secure
At
in any
all.
way,
And then trying to put in your car.
in your car, and then driving with
Put it in the
centripetal
back-
force.
Put it in the back of a minivan. So we have let's just say 700 pounds
Yeah.
of flammable vapor releasing liquid
Yeah.
in a non-secure container in a vehicle, and I'm gonna say this van was like a 90s model.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure. It's probably a Dodge Caravan.
With guaranteed not great shocks.
Yeah, right. Probably Dodge Caravan rusted through.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
you know, right? Yeah. So
you can't be that fucking stupid.
right. So then when you think about it, maybe people failing the citizens test isn't so far fetched.
Far-fetched. Fuck, dude.
I don't. And like I said, so here's.
Also, I'm pretty sure the same people that were freaking out and putting gas in bags and shit are the same people that are cooking meth in the trunks of their cars.
Oh,
in the
right.
Walmart
Yeah.
parking
Right.
lot.
Because they're super scared. Right. Yeah. So here's what I said, and this is what I told people. I said it's always good to be cautiously prepared.
Lowe's 5. Yeah, Papal putting fucking gasoline in Lowe's 5-gallon buckets and taking it.
Yeah, that happened. But they
Goddamn Papal.
I just my brain just
don't-
stopped for a minute. Give me a
Yeah.
minute. I'll collect my
You know what we
thoughts.
didn't see though, which
What?
would have actually been really
Oh,
hilarious.
I got my thought. Go ahead, continue though.
Somebody just lining a truck bed with a tarp and putting gas in it.
Yeah, like a gas hot tub in the back of their truck. You know what I mean? Like those redneck hot tubs, but with gas.
We didn't see that.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
At least we didn't see
Yeah,
that.
we didn't see that. God, could you imagine that asshole parking at a stoplight and a guy flipping his cigarette out the window? Oh, Jesus.
One of two things would happen.
Right.
Either the vapor would catch and everything would blow up,
Yeah, all of them.
or it would just extinguish itself.
Right. Yeah. Just right. So
There's no middle ground
So this
there.
is my thought. I agree in being prepared. And I think that you should look at things like market trends and stuff like that. But when you talk about gasoline, everyone wanted to buy gas.
Yeah.
Makes sense if you're thinking about the extremely short term, like the next 3 days. But the long term play is to not buy gas. The long term play is to buy food
Yep.
and buy resources, because when the gas lines go down and there's no gas, no products are moving.
Yep.
Right. So then all of a sudden prices of food are going to skyrocket,
And
or
the
availability
really-
of food's going to
well,
go up.
is it though?
Oh, yeah.
Because the gas lines aren't running the diesel in the same lines.
So that pipeline, I understood how it works, is actually made up of 80 different lines.
Okay.
And each of those lines are different types of fuel for different types of states and stuff. So diesel would have fallen into that because it's
Okay.
produced in a
Yeah.
refined in a specific way, or
Well, that
whatever,
makes
right?
more sense.
Yes.
I was thinking it was
Yeah.
just like unleaded gas that was affected.
Right. No, it's all fuel, right? So as soon as so anyway, so
Holy shit.
What?
Hawkeye said, I'm just putting this out there. 59% of my state's gas stations are out of gas.
yeah, no, it's Washington D.C. 85% are out of gas right now.
That is insane.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They do have a shortage on the East Coast, but like the rest of us are like, right? So like it is real, but it's artificially being created because of the
Yeah.
frenzy, right? So now,
That's fucking wild.
but okay, so Hawk, you seem like an intelligent person. Going for gas isn't the play. The play is down the line. You need to go down the supply chain.
Yep.
Anything that is necessary for you to live that would require you to have a car
So
to go
Hawkeye's
get.
prior military as well.
Okay, right. So
yeah.
I'm assuming you know you're prepared. But like what I did is I told my wife, I said, look, I don't think there's a gas shortage.
Right.
But if there is, we need to go. We went to Costco and we bought 4 weeks worth of food that's non-perishable.
Right.
Because if something like that happens, you need to be able to live,
Sustain
right?
yourself.
Because you just need to stay at home, right? Electricity's not going to go away. It's not fueled by petrol,
I've
right?
got enough cats right by my house. I could live for
Just
at
shoot-
least
yeah.
a couple weeks.
Yeah, or that coon, that you shot, the raccoon that
Bro,
you shot.
that
Yeah.
was money shot.
Money shot. Good job. No, by the way, I actually think
Apatow!
I have scared the possum. I have not seen or heard it because I was being really loud in here a lot, and I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that it's like I don't think that this is a good place.
This is
to
not a
live.
habitable spot.
Yeah. So, but anyway, what I'm getting at is that people want to freak out about those things, and they think about the short term. We are so short term focused, and that whips them
I
into a
just need
frenzy.
to go buy all the rippets.
Right, I need to buy all the rippets, right? Well, what's funny is like for me, a rippet would actually be good because I'm so fat. I've got enough body energy to last me for 4 weeks. I could just literally drink caffeinated beverages to like carry
Yeah,
me through the
drink
day.
some caffeine and water.
Right. Yeah, caffeine
go.
and water and just go, right? But the point is,
You would literally be living on caffeine and hate. Like, I fucking hate being hungry. Caffeine.
right. But yeah, no, I think that people
Hawkeye said B10 moves ahead.
right. And so
Every time.
this is something to take into account. I'm not a person that like tells people a lot of like how to live their life, but you need to have friends that you have a plan set up because numbers are actually better in survival situations. I'll tell you some stuff off stream because I don't want to give away all of my tips and stuff that me and my buddy have been talking about. But we have a set of friends.
I want to be in on the plan.
Yeah. So we have a set of friends. They have a very rural location house.
Yeah.
He's actually going through the process of getting geothermal heat.
I know how to kill everything.
Right. Yeah. So does he. He's my hunting buddy. And we talked about it, but we've said that if something like a communication blackout happens, right, like where you don't have a cell phone specifically, because it's not like we all have landlines. No one has landlines. We don't have a landline at our house. We
I have
don't pay for one.
walkie-talkies.
Right. So the problem with walkie-talkies is like even with him, he only lives as a crow flies like 7 miles in one direction.
Yeah.
But there's so many tree lines and stuff like that. Unless we have an antenna that's like 75 feet in the air, our signals can't touch.
Oh, I know how to make antennas.
Right. So, but what we said was you need to set up a rendezvous point. You need to have a specific time that you rendezvous.
Yep.
Each day you check that point. If they don't come, you have to assume something has happened.
Yep.
And move forward from there. And like we've been talking about, you have to have a plan with people that you know, people that are either family or like family.
Yep.
Get something established because you need to be able to handle it. This couldn't even be something like the government and the system failing. It could be something like a solar flare that just actually hits us in the wrong way and then kills electronics.
Jesus Christ, bird.
I know, dude. That bird came right up on us.
Bro, he just yard.
Yeah, dude. Jeez Louise. We have our door open today because of light. That was crazy, man.
Dude,
that was
he
nuts.
like fucking Mach 5 through this bitch.
Yeah, it's like there's like a little awning right here outside this door, and he just wow.
What if you had the screen up?
Oh, that'd be so funny.
He just kirk.
Yep. Dope. Derp.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yep. So, but anyway, my point is make sure that you have enough food in your house to supply yourselves for 2 weeks. Make sure that you have a plan set up, and also remember that it's not like something like a gas shortage is going to be temporary.
Yep.
So you just need to be able to prepare yourself for like a couple of weeks. It's not,
Yep.
Now like a solar flare, things like that. That's a little bit different because it can literally fry all electronics, and then you're talking about months to years before systems get reestablished.
The government is here and they're bringing help.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not a huge Reagan fan, but I do like his quote where he says the most
That's
terrifying words are "I'm from the government."
Planet.
Yeah, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Yeah, no, I'm not here for that. And the thing is there was actually a really good movie. It was like a B movie. And there was like a situation where a solar flare hits.
Oh yeah.
And they're like in this small commune. There's this guy that like wanted to go live off the grid. He had never had a phone or anything. Right. And like these military guys come in and they're like, "Oh, cool, you guys have a lot of good stuff here. We're gonna take this from you." Like, yeah. Well, I mean, if the government tells them, if they're a higher up, say acquire all citizens' assets and stuff like that, they're gonna do it. They're gonna follow orders.
Nope.
I think that there are a lot more bootlickers.
You're going to have a lot of dead bodies on your hands.
Well, I know. And that's the thing is like, you're going to, on both sides, right? Because like,
right.
I'm sorry, but if the military comes up to my house in like a natural disaster and is like, we're confiscating stuff, I'd be like, well, I'm probably going to die. You know what I mean?
And I'm going to take a few of you with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So, I think that that's
if you stack enough bodies, it's now bulletproof.
Yeah. Just go for it. Yeah. Yeah. And you just keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I don't want to resort to violence, but sometimes you have to. But anyway, the gas thing, because like I said,
do you think really that's why the CDC was like, let's just lift all the?
I genuinely do. I almost feel like there's a nugget of truth in there.
I kind of do too, but I'm just like.
I don't think that that's legitimately what happened, but I think that
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory. They just kind of went, wow, people have went dumb over the last year. Right. We need to start weeding them out. Because I mean, but here's the thing. I started thinking back. That's pretty cool what you did with that can there. I don't remember last year much at all. Last year was kind of a blur. I remember more from 2019 stuff that happened, and I keep thinking it was 2020. 2020 was a weird year. So for instance, like every year, our daycare has a Thanksgiving feast with all of the kids, and then we have a Christmas dinner with the kids, but we didn't have those last year. So like my memories of last year are 2019 because I
mean, it's kind of like, if you think about it, we say 10 years ago thinking about the 90s.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah. And then I go, oh, shit.
You're like, yeah, like 10 years ago, back when Saved by the Bell was on.
No, bro, that was 30 years ago.
Right. So 25 years ago.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I with the gas thing, I don't dislike those people. right? Because I understand that it's coming from a place of concern and they're trying to make sure that their well-being is in check. But you know what? Spend the $10 and fill a kerosene jug with gasoline, even though it's against the law, if you're that worried about it. And fill up an actual fuel container, as opposed to
go buy kerosene.
Right, and get kerosene heater. Right, yeah. There's a lot of things that you could do. Right,
because fire is hot.
Right. Yes.
And fire is necessary.
Right. Yep. It's not that hard, And so I just think that people need to understand. But that's what I'm saying. So going back to this education of people, and tying it into the gas idiocy. If something actually went wrong, do you think that those kids that failed the U.S. Constitution test will also know how to, I don't know, start a fire? Start a fire. Plant plants.
Yeah.
Know that certain plants provide certain levels of nutrition and other plants provide other levels of nutrition.
Do you think that any of them would know what this is useful for other than stabbing another person?
No, yeah, they wouldn't have a clue. Dude, I watched a really cool video with a guy with a knife. Took a plastic 2-liter bottle and one knife. He goes up to a tree. Yeah, and he makes rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a tree. He takes it and he cuts the pieces and then he puts the knife in there. You put the bottle, you start to spin it. Then you can just start pulling on that and you pull it and you rotate the bottle. You got yourself 70 foot of string from a 2-liter bottle.
Yeah.
They don't know that stuff.
I have one that everybody should watch. It is a guy who went to Alaska.
Okay.
It's back in the 70s, right? He went with what I would think would be either a Bowie knife, like a Bowie style knife, or like a larger kukri knife. So it's like a curved blade-ish, not straight blade like a fucking K-bar, and a hatchet. And he went into the wilderness in Alaska, and he built the most badass cabin I've ever seen.
Right, all by himself, right? Yep.
There, no nails, no nothing, just he had a hatchet and a knife.
Yep.
And
it took a long time, too,
He lived up there for like 24, 25 years.
Yeah. I mean, that cabin wasn't built overnight either.
No.
He had a small temporary shelter that he was living in while he was building a cabin.
Right.
And the cabin was small.
I mean, he made all of his wood pins. He made all of his locks. He made everything. He made spoons, plates, cookware, everything that he needed out of wood.
Yep.
With just a knife and a hatchet.
Have you ever watched a amateur blacksmith make a nail, like a traditional nail, like an old school nail?
Yeah.
It takes work.
Yeah.
Right? For one nail. Like, I'm watching this dude, and he's banging with his hammer nonstop.
Yeah.
And he's doing all this stuff. And this whole video takes a minute, and that's cut shorter from what he was doing, and it's one nail.
It's one nail.
One nail for a minute? Yeah, right, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize some of the benefits and beauty that we have here.
Jedi said, wait, you can use that for stuff other than stabbing people?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
I mean, it's amazing.
You can use a knife for a lot. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of benefits to just carrying a knife. And what's funny is I used to carry a knife, and then I stop, and then I'm like, man, I need to carry a knife. And I carry it for like 2 or 3 days, and I forget. And then I'm like,
I carry one all the time.
You should always have a knife. Knives are extremely useful.
I just bought 5 knives for $15 at a yard sale.
Not bad.
And they're all fixed blade. They're all full tang. They're not very sharp right now, but they will be.
Oh, dude, I'll show you. My buddy got this awesome sharpening kit for $40. You got this little thing. You place the blade in, and it holds the blade at the correct angle for you. And then you have like this thing, and it's got a long rod, and it's on like a thing.
Yeah,
you just go.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, you got it for normally the on brand is like $700.
Yeah.
He got some off brand.
I will stick with my stones.
Yeah, so he also has a stone that he uses to finish, but like he uses that for like his kitchen knives and stuff.
Stone and
he
a
can
leather strop.
Yeah, and he has a block that has leather and then a more abrasive leather. Like he's got all sorts. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
He's big into it. But my point is that this is what I'm talking about.
Learn how to use a stone, dick.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I have a stone dick for you. Punctuation matters.
Yes, it does. Where's that comma before that dick, son? But anyway, I hope that people understand, like, I'm not like a prepper. I don't believe in being like hyper worried about it. But there's a lot of stuff too. Like, there's a guy on TikTok, and he's like, if everything goes down tomorrow, how are you going to live? And he goes, and how do you think He goes, most people are going to die within the first month or two if everything in the whole world just goes to absolute garbage.
Yeah.
60 to 70% of people right now are too soft. They don't know what to do. They're going to die. They're not going to have food.
Well, I've been saying it for years, right? And it was said before me, and my uncles have said it, and a lot of other people have said it. Like, there are other people in the world who are literally training to out-survive and or kill you every day. What are you doing?
Right. What are you doing? Nothing. Most people are like,
I'm not doing shit.
We don't have 3 branches of government. You know what I'm saying? Like they,
Right.
they don't even know, right? Like they don't even know basic things about our government, let alone how to dig us a root cellar.
The police will save me.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, no, but then they want to defund the police. Those are the
Right.
same people saying that as well. So you don't.
But we can occupy GFS. And we're making a statement.
That's the thing is I don't think people understand. So let's say that you say GFS, right?
Yeah.
At the general food store.
No,
Let's say.
George Floyd Square.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about.
The occupation of George Floyd
Oh,
Square.
I was thinking about the
All these
actual
people think
grocery
they're
store.
fucking hard and tough.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And like,
Right.
you're still eating
Right.
McDonald's.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're
Well, that's what I'm
still-
saying. They don't
Go the fuck away.
know. And like I said earlier, they don't know how to make a sandwich. They don't understand that you can literally just go
Right.
buy a loaf of bread and save a ton of money. And it's actually healthier than the food you get in a restaurant.
Right.
But instead, they would
I
rather.
talk to my wife about this shit all the time. She's like, my favorite restaurant's McAllister's. I'm like, that's fine. But you can literally make that same exact sandwich at home.
for a lot cheaper
Yeah.
every day of the week, right? You think about it this way. Even the most expensive meats, boar's head.
I'm going to pack up and go to Josh's dad's too because holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the smokers that they have?
Oh, no.
Have you
But that's
seen all
not-
the-
But
have
see,
you
but you
seen
wouldn't
all
want
the
to
deer
smoke
meat?
meat. You wouldn't want to smoke meat because you would alert people through the scent of your presence, and
I
then
don't
they're going to
give a
come.
fuck.
Well, I know you and I wouldn't care because we're going to be prepared. What I'm saying is that there are things like that you have to think about. What am I visually putting out into the atmosphere for people to locate me?
Right.
So,
Oh, I know all about
Yeah,
light and
there's-
noise discipline.
oh yeah, there's all you know because you've been out there, right? But what I'm saying is most people don't think about that. But it's like there's just a lot of stuff that you have
My
to think
thing
about.
is like
An appropriate location to poop.
some people are so hell bent on smoking, right?
Smoking meat or smoking cigarettes?
Smoking cigarettes.
Okay.
That's what would get them. Is they would walk outside of their little hidey place,
Oh right,
light up a cigarette,
Yep.
and then get fucking got.
right. Because it's like 10 or it's like midnight, and all you
Yeah.
see is this little.
You see an ember from a mile
Oh,
away,
yep, and you go,
can see and smell the smoke, and you're like, there's an idiot.
Yeah, because people don't realize that like even a cigarette smoke. If you're in a zone, okay, so we're going real quick because we got to wrap this up soon. But let's go absolute worst case scenario. There's no planes in the sky. There's no cars because cars are all electronics now. Like they're unless it's like a 70s or something like
Right,
that
right.
like model. And even then, most of their ignition switches go out
Yeah.
with an EMP. So sound
Travels.
just here.
Yeah.
With all the noise of planes and stuff that's out there and stuff like that that you don't even realize is happening because it's just so part of your life are going to be gone. There's a house 1,000 feet away. I went on Google Maps and checked it out. They have a fountain. When I leave here at night,
hear it.
I can hear it as if it sounds like it's in my neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
Like it's loud. So that's one thing. Sound travels so much further. So does scent. People don't realize that you can puff out a cigarette and that scent can fly far, far away, thousands of feet.
Yep.
And someone can catch a whiff, check the wind, and go, there's somebody smoking somewhere in that direction.
Yeah.
They might be 500 feet away. They might be 1,000 feet away. You don't know.
I mean, that's how we found the dude who was fucking the donkey in Iraq.
Oh, God.
We could hear him.
Wow. Why is he making the noise and not
From
the
a long
donkey?
way. I mean, they were both making noise.
Oh, God, dear Lord. I you know what? I don't want any more details.
Yep.
I'm okay.
Yep.
But yeah, so my point
But-
is that
But we were like easily 1,500 meters away when we first heard him. And we're like, there's somebody that way.
see what I'm saying? And that's out, but that is out in an area that is more close to that, right? There's not a whole lot of planes in the air.
There are
and-
no planes.
Yeah, no planes.
Oh, dude. So, planes, right? So, we have drones, obviously.
Right.
In the middle of Iraq, there's nothing, right? So, the Air Force would fly a drone over. And we jokingly call it the flying lawnmower. Because in the middle of the night, when there's nothing else around,
Right.
that's what it sounds like. It sounds like an old Craftsman lawnmower.
That's funny.
Oh, you're like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
How is this not getting shot down right now?
Right, because you would hear it, right? Well, and there's also not a lot of like trees and stuff, right? There's not a lot of foliage and stuff to absorb sound. Like it's flat land or rolling land. Sound goes really
maybe
far.
some vineyards,
Right, but they're low,
but
right?
they're real low.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like this.
You
high,
know,
maybe.
yeah, exactly. So people don't realize there's so much that you need to account for, and they don't.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things. Like, I pity a lot of people, but you need to just have plans in place. But that doesn't involve plastic bags
And gas.
and gasoline. You need to be a little bit smarter. I mean, you know, you're showing a sign of intelligence of preparing, but you're not showing any other signs of intelligence. You
It's
know,
like Crude's kind of preparing though. Like lock yourself in this cave and never
such a
not
good-
be afraid.
That's such a good reference. Have you watched the new Crudes movie yet? Oh my god, the new Crude one is so
It's so
good.
funny.
When he's got the little frame or whatever, he calls it the frame or whatever.
the window.
The window, yeah. But he has a handheld window that's like a tablet, but all it is he's just watching the world. Dude, it's so much satire in that movie that is so
He's
good.
on the couch late at night just watching outside.
Right.
Bro, you can go outside.
You could go outside, right? Exactly, dude. It was such a satire. It was so good, man. The Crew movie, it gets slept on. It's okay.
Don't eat the bananas.
It's such a weird rule, but yeah, that's why you don't. Yeah, they'll spoil it for people,
I'm not.
but it's so good.
It's so funny.
It is funny. But anyway, no, so we were going to talk about. So we didn't talk about the mask mandate being lifted like fully. It's stupid. We'll pocket that one because by the way, real quick before we end, this is the last thing that we need to look at here. You ready?
Oh God. Oh, Texas numbers.
COVID cases.
They are all down.
I wish I could show you all this, but as of May 17th, the 7-day average was 2,020.
Wow.
As opposed to in February, it was 7,990.
It's almost like if you build up immunity,
Yeah.
you can live longer.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Huh? So like, well, there's also the idea in theory that enough people got infected that they won't get reinfected. So rates are
Right.
going to go down because now the people that are prone to being infected and hospitalized, because remember, there are people that get infected and they're asymptomatic.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's also people that get kind of sick and don't even call their doctor because they just think
Yeah.
it's the cold.
I'm absolutely certain at one point in time, my wife got COVID from me because I had COVID at the beginning. But I am almost certain that she was asymptomatic.
Right. My father has been tested, has the antibodies. We were around my parents the entire time.
Yeah.
Most likely, if it's as transmissible as they seem to think it is,
Yeah.
I most likely got infected. My kids most likely got infected. My wife most likely got infected because it's like we were in the house together at all times, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is counterintuitive to COVID because if we had been going out,
And injecting ourselves with sunlight.
yeah, baby. How cool would that be, though? If you could like take sunlight and bottle it
Just
and then
like-
just like, so many people in chat that don't watch TikTok right now that are like, what is wrong with these two?
There's so many people that do watch TikTok that are like, what the fuck is
Oh yeah,
wrong with
because that's
these
true.
people?
Because they don't even see those things on TikTok because they aren't on that TikTok. Yeah, we're in the stupid world.
I'm on that side of
Yeah,
TikTok.
we're on that side of TikTok.
I have like 3 algorithms I'm on in TikTok. There's military,
yeah,
marijuana, and
Yeah.
absolutely fucking dumb shit.
yeah. I get tons of weed stuff, and I'm like, I don't even do anything like weed related on here. It's crazy. It's funny, but yeah, man, it's nuts.
Like you want to be in the military, smoke weed, defend your
Yeah.
farm, and like I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Let's go,
With
let's go.
machine guns, let's go.
But yeah, so anyway, chat, I appreciate it. It was fun. We had a lot of engaging people talking in chat today, and we actually
I
covered
appreciate all of you being here.
Yeah, we definitely do. We're sorry. We had strings of illnesses and work situations and just a lot going on that we had to take a couple of weeks, but I think we're back at it.
back.
It's been fun.
We're back
we're
in
back.
the saddle again.
All right.
And now we've been demonetized.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, that's what did it. Not
yep.
me saying fuck 8 or 9 times.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, so next week, what is there any goals we have for next week? Do we want to
500 viewers.
Jesus, I wish. No, our goals for us is we're going to try and create a TikTok.
Yep.
And we're going to try and take segments from here and turn them into 1-minute clips and kind of do that
on time. Dude, you're perfect. The first like 10 minutes is just us bullshitting anyway.
Usually, literally in the first 10 minutes, I ran into the house and got a plate and put hot sauce on it because we were trying to define was there chunks or not.
It's rough draft cooking.
Yeah, this is it. I made a plate of hot sauce. There you go. That's a TikTok right there, bro. You know, my favorite TikToks are the ones that make fun of cooking stuff. Where like they're 100%. like if you take this and then they just take it and they just like throw it on the ground and like shatters the plate and then they're just like fuck off. It's so good. I love TikTok, man. Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll be back next Tuesday and prepare for more stuff on YouTube. I know y'all are watching us on Twitch, and I did not look at YouTube's comments at all. So if you commented on YouTube, I'm sorry, but we don't we don't have high engagement on YouTube.
YouTube Live is garbage.
Huh?
YouTube Live is garbage.
Yeah, I think that it's also hard just because like we're not getting the engagement there. So
I think we should just switch to Twitch.
I mean, we could just do Twitch and then put the content on
and
YouTube.
Put the content on YouTube.
Yeah, just make the
I can edit it up and color grade it. And
yeah, we'll do that. That's probably what we'll end up doing. And with that being said, like, if you can, it will help us if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like videos and comment on the videos.
Yep.
That does go a really, really long distance for giving us that algorithmic growth that we need.
Yeah.
I think TikTok will be a lot easier because TikTok
is hilarious.
And the way that their algorithms work, they work. Like TikTok's algorithms, and there was somebody who exposed it. The way that it basically works is like they send, like when you first upload a video, they send it to a small portion of your followers.
Yep.
And then they, even for their For You page, even though it's not their For You, like, and then based on the engagement of that video, which is,
I mean, almost all of my TikTok videos have around 400 to 500
views, right,
and then have somewhere around 300 likes or so.
Right. So likes is not the metric on TikTok. The biggest is
views.
Commenting and then sharing, and then also repeat views.
Yep.
So if you let a video, like if we have a video up and you watch it and you think it's good, if you let it play once or twice, and then
it really helps.
And then comment on the video, even if it's just a smiley face or something like that. Yep. That is more efficient than liking, etc. But shares are huge. Even if you just click the copy link button, they consider that a share. So that's a really big thing on TikTok. But we don't even have a TikTok yet. So I mean,
we'll get there.
Yeah,
but I'll have it up this week.
But I think that TikToks will be a lot more fun and
look for random surprises in the TikTok.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I want to do is I do think that we should possibly set up a Guilded server for this.
Sure.
And use Guilded.
That's all you.
Huh?
That's all you.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because we can set up like small tiers, like $1, $2, and $5.
Yeah.
And then we could set up like different things, but like maybe people who give $5 can set up topics for us to discuss or something on there and stuff like that. But the thing I like about Guilded is it's a low portion of the revenue goes to the Guilded team.
If they do $100 a month, we send them nudes.
I will not send anyone nudes of my body. No one wants to see that. But we could come up with ways to incentivize it. It could be something simple, but
who said it had to be nudes of us? You just get like Ron Jeremy
dude, that'd be
nudes.
funny. I'll just go to Google Images and just type in nude people and then just send them nudes. That'd be so funny.
Debated.
Which is funny because like really I don't understand people that subscribe to people for nude stuff when you can
Jedi said nudes, unsubscribe.
Exactly. But yeah, so yeah, just
should we do this in a hot tub next time?
Oh, so it's funny you mentioned that.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. We'll talk about this offline.
Almost 1 o'clock.
Just let you know, hot tubs might be a thing. So all right, see you guys and thanks for hanging out.